All right, friends. Good morning and welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning today. Hopefully, you guys had a great and beautiful day yesterday. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Carlos. How's it going
Love it.
today?
It's going great, man. Happy Canada Day.
Oh,
As
you
I can,
noticed.
I just a
How, how,
tad. It
how
was
did you
just
notice my subtle hints?
no, there was no hint at all. It was just happened to remember.
Happy 158th birthday, Canada. Anyways, you're
Absolutely,
158
man.
years young. So
There you
there you go.
go.
Yes,
There you
it is
go.
Canada Day today. We always celebrate on July 1st. So weird Tuesday holiday, but everybody's off here, and
Yeah.
except so.
Yeah. Good,
Ooh,
man.
but look what I have, Carlos. I have a new toy. I found it on my step this morning. Uh,
That was
uh,
fast. You ordered that. You ordered that yesterday. Was it yesterday
yeah,
you ordered it? Right, and it's
yeah.
here today. Amazon
Yesterday
Prime.
afternoon, delivered at 4 a.m. this morning. Here it is. So
That's fast, man.
there you
This is the
go.
new world we live in. I mean,
Yeah,
you want it, you got it. No question. Just
apparently.
that's it. It's the
There
way it
you go.
works. That's pretty
So
fast. All right, friends. Quick look at our gappers list. We're going to get into a lot of things today. Here's our gappers list this morning, brought to you by TradingTerminal.com, and pretty balanced this morning. A couple of stuff in the green and some in the red. So we'll see where things are going. The markets overall have been somewhat flat, Peter. Looks like we just kind of, running out of steam a little bit here, but had an incredible record run over the last week of trading and just kind of seeing a little bit of weakness today. So we'll dive into all of that. But first, let's take a look at what's happening with our U.S. economic calendar for today.
yeah, surprising number of things happening today. I guess because in my head I think of it as a holiday, but it's not a holiday there in the U.S. Starting with right at the market open, Powell is speaking, and usually, his speeches have some market impact. So we got to be aware of that. We could add on top of the open stuff, reaction from Powell. So that's going to be added into the mix now. I don't exactly know the structure of his speech. Normally, it's fixed comments, then Q&A, which means that it probably won't be like right at 9:30, assuming he even hits the stage right at 9:30. It'll be a few minutes after that. So, but that could add some interest to the open, maybe a little bit of volatility. So be aware of that. 9:45. Then a little bit later, we've got the manufacturing PMI, construction spending, and job openings, and ISM manufacturing at 10. So a number of numbers coming out at 10 that we can update you on through this live broadcast, but nothing pre-market. We do have jobs later this week. We have some of the pre-job information coming out tomorrow, and then the big jobs report on Thursday. Just as a reminder for our calendar, everybody, it is a short week. So while it's not a holiday for Canada's birthday in the US, of course, it is Independence Day on Friday. So that means the markets are closed early on Thursday. They actually close at 1 p.m. on Thursday, and then the markets are closed all day Friday. So keep that in mind as you're planning your week. You get a long, long weekend, an actual long weekend here, with the markets closing again 1 p.m. on Thursday and will not reopen until Monday morning.
Yep, absolutely, friends. A short week, and looking forward to hopefully some better action today, Peter, than we had yesterday. Yesterday was brutal. Did you keep trading after that? Did you find any other opportunities?
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday was tough. It was a weird day. I ended up having like this big group of trades right at the open that you saw, and then a big group of trades right at the close. In between, there was only one other opportunity, which was a good trade on Microsoft. Sort of a textbook, picture perfect, mountain pass type trade on Microsoft that happened for me. But other than that, yeah, it was fairly quiet. Not an easy day, but there was opportunity. You just had to be patient.
Yep, that's it. All right, friends, let's dive into this gappers list. We'll start with what's green this morning. Let's take a look at what's happening here. First one on deck today is going to be OGEN. So OGEN. And happy to see the names back on YouTube. That looks really, really cool. Man, we missed it. It was looking so weird yesterday for the last couple of 2 days. So now we see here some names. Melanie, good morning to you. Brethren, what is this? Happy candidate to you. Old Sam as well. Good morning. Brewing. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Melanie, Igor. So good to see that. And now they got this like king thing. What is this crown? I mean, It shouldn't include us moderators. I think this is for like the people. Oh, look at that! It's got like you get XP points now, guys. Look at that. So it's a
I
way of YouTube probably trying to get people to engage. Emazir, you need to pick it up, man. 32. You got to step up here. It's not working for you here, as far as I'm just kidding. That's probably YouTube trying to find a way to get people to engage in chat, but it should include me or team at Bearable Traders. We shouldn't be including that. Should be you guys. Nevertheless, let's continue here. Let's see what we have going on. OGEN this morning. We are. Oh, it's halted right now. Actually, it's halted for news. So we're talking about this the other day, Peter. You know, different type of halts that we see. Here's one that you'll see is halted for news pending. So at the moment you can't trade it. So it looks like some news is going to be released, which could be the reason why they've been so active this morning, Peter. Is there something out there that should be coming out shortly?
Let's see. Let's see. I mean, the news isn't out, so I can't tell you what it is. I'm trying to see if maybe on social media there's any hint as to what it might be. They were supposed to have a secondary offering this morning, another $20 million worth of stock, which is only additional 800,000 shares at a $25 price. $25 price. That seems well below the actual price of the stock. That's weird. Uh 25 combined public offering, preferred shares, accompanying warrant. Anyways, okay. Yeah, Carlos, I don't know what's going on. The news isn't out yet. So I guess, if and when the news happens, we can see. This is a low float. I mean, another 800,000 shares would actually more than double the float. Because I see only 670,000 shares currently available. What's weird is the price. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. Probably not tradable. Probably not. But it's tough to tell because it's halted and I mean looks like it had 7 million shares traded before the halt.
Yeah.
What was going on? I don't yeah, this is sort of
Yeah,
sort of odd, Carlos.
yeah, it was very active before it actually got halted. So usually you will see the halts and then you see the activity after it opens up. But obviously
Yeah.
something has been leaked here.
Yes.
So yeah. All right, friends, let's take a look at give me 1 second here. 1 second, sorry about that. All right, let's take a look. Next one here is going to be BMNR. So BMNR, this one is Byte Mine. So I'm not sure what the Bitcoin company, mining company could be. So this morning, these guys are up 42%, 5.3 million shares traded. Hard to borrow, sitting on the American Stock Exchange. So a couple of things I do not like for a ticker are those, sitting on the American Stock Exchange and hard to borrow. But Peter, they had some wild moves. Let's look at the daily from yesterday. They went from nothing, like $4 to all the way to 35, and then today as high as 57, back to the low of 31, and now hanging out at 48. So, I mean, talk about the range here and the float on this thing. I expect it to be very, very low, and it is 1.4 million shares flow. So again, one that's a little bit on the riskier side. What's the latest and greatest?
Well, yesterday you can see that they moved up quite significantly when they announced that they're like a lot of companies pivoting on their corporate direction and deciding that they are going to be another Ethereum holder. They're going to start stockpiling as they're going to try and create a treasury of Ethereum. The stable coins are the things, and people want into all these coins. But they've also added Tom Lee as a chairman of the company, and Tom Lee's a big Wall Street investor, anyways. And they took the opportunity at the same time to announce a $250 million private placement. So, like I don't know if Tom Lee brought the money with him or if it's incidental, but either way, they took that opportunity to sort of put a whole bunch of good news out there for this company. Carlos, I don't never looked at it, don't have any idea how it trades. I'm naturally suspicious of it. I'm always suspicious of things because I
Yeah.
tend to stick to the regulars. I mean, it looks good yesterday. The
Mm-hmm.
trading looks decent yesterday, but yeah, hard to say. I mean, it
Yeah.
went from trading, went from trading, oh my God, what was the average shares was something like 40,000 shares a day to yesterday trading 110 million.
That is
So,
like it went from nothing to something. I mean, that's 40,000
yeah.
is nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a low float. Like there's less than 2 million shares in the float. So if you want to pay attention to this, buyer beware. This is an absolute be careful, super low float type situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me clear up my watch list here so we can get ready to add some fun stuff. But I'm gonna add it to just a low flow entertainment list here. It won't be on my banner, but I want to see it. I want to look at it later and see where this is at. Right? Are we going to be at $80 or are we going to be at 10 bucks? So just to take a look at it a little bit later. Let's continue here, friends. Tradingterminal.com get you the scalpers list and a bunch of other really cool things. So definitely check it out. We do have a nice membership there for you if you're interested in some of these scanners. QBTS. Let's take a look at this one. Wow, we haven't talked about QBTS in some time. We've been kind of staying away from quantum, and it could be given how quiet this thing has been. But as you can see right now here, we're looking at up 4%, 3 million shares traded on QBTS. Pre-market activity, Peter's looking really nice here. Look at the move we're getting, and that's part of that volume that we're getting as well. So let me take a look at some other ones. Is there anything else here? I don't see any other quantum stocks, just QBTS. IonQ is actually red. What's the other ones? QBS. What is the other one, Peter? QUBT is the other one.
UBT.
And that one
Yeah.
is also red. All right, so
QNTM.
QBTS for the win. QBTM? QB.
QNTM is one of the new ones we started watching
QNTM.
there. It
Yeah.
has no volume, but it's
This is,
green,
yeah,
sort
it's
of.
somewhat dead, only 5,000 shares. But clearly something on with QBTS looking pretty good at 4.2, 3 million, and the rest of the gang is not following suit. So any news specifically to this ticker?
Hmm. I mean, the only news I see is that they have a secondary offering. They say it's an at the market offering, $400 million placement. That is was completed with an average share price of $15.18. So that's normally that drags a stock price down because that's obviously below the current price and the price it's been at for the last 2 weeks or so. This adds a bunch of money for them into the war chest. But Carlos, like I said, that normally drags a company's price down, not lifts it up. So I'm not sure why it's gapping higher this morning, but it's not by much,
Yeah,
right? I
it's
mean,
not by
it's
much, but overall, you're right. This will drag the company, the price down. So it's very interesting. We're up 4.4 with the volume. Inclined to put it again. Typically, not the best catalyst, Peter. We don't usually like that a
no.
catalyst, but I'm gonna put it as a secondary just to kind of see where this is going. We might see something we've never seen before on this type of news, right? With QBTS. So let's take a look what's happening there. Heading back to our list, friends, we do have next is TRNR, which I don't believe we ever looked at. TRNR, what is this? This is interactive strength. And up 28%, 9.2 million shares traded, as high as 13 at one point. Coming back down here in the pre-market. So never seen this ticker before. It is a low flow sitting at 10 million shares. So this is why you're seeing this wild activity. And look at this madness on the daily. I think this happens. I was reading up why this takes place. This stock was never at 10,000, 100,000 per share, 10,000 per share. It was never there. This is just continuous reverse split over and over and over and over again, and then it messes up the charts when you go back, right? So that's what happens. That's how you get those huge price numbers. You see this a lot with very low flow stocks like this one. So Peter, today they got something going on. I don't like it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I've never heard of this before, but this is interactive strength, like you said. They're building a portfolio of specialty fitness equipment and virtual training platforms, is what these guys do. They completed an acquisition. Again, some weird moves here today, because normally when you buy something, it drags the company down. I guess it's viewed as a good thing for them. So they bought something called Watt Bike. Um, adding that to their portfolio of fitness equipment. Um, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what Watt Bike does. well, based on the name, I assume they make bikes, probably stationary bikes. But anyways, yeah, um, TRNR. I thought the stationary bike thing was, didn't we learn our lesson on that? That it is all over? Maybe they're planning for another pandemic. I don't know. But
Oh man. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. But but yeah, guys, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna keep it off my list, friends. I think that we'll find better things to actually trade here. Heading down our list here, QBTS. We already looked at Bull, Bull. There it is here. Bull. We're up 3.2 this morning. 1.1 million shares traded. I mean, we've seen this stock plenty of times. I gotta tell you, I don't think I have traded it yet. Actually, no, I haven't traded it. And if we look at yesterday's action here, I mean, it's just the volume is so light. So it's very difficult to trade something like this when you're getting such light volume. I mean, yes, the trend is nice, but it's a tough stock to trade. So, bull, it's not a low flow. It's at 181. Peter, is today the day? I mean, the daily looks like it wants to break out here. What's the
does
deal with
it?
that? It looks good.
I
Looks
mean,
like it
like,
wants to get going above
I don't
12.
know, like just zoom out on the daily a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Just
gets
zoom
ugly.
there. Now,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that's what the daily looks like, right? They
It,
relaunched this thing, as you can tell, back in April, and yeah, I mean, it's been pretty flat ever since, and a disappointment for those that were looking for, off of the sort of the relaunch of this IPO for it to go stratospheric. It only held on for about a day before it started falling off. So is today the day? I don't know. I mean, if you just look at yesterday as an independent day, it had, looked like it was trending upwards quite nicely. Did it on increased volume as well. 15 million shares, a little about twice what it normally trades. So, I mean, it could be. It looks like it was in play yesterday. Could be in play again today. I don't know what to say about it because I'm not sure exactly why it's moving. You might want to put it on secondary if you've got space. Otherwise, I'd probably just wait and see if it pops up on our scanners or if somebody in the room mentions it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do here. I don't like it here. Don't love it for sure. BBAI is next, and this one's been on our list quite a bit here. It's been making some moves. I saw yesterday had a nice run. Today we're up 2.8 again, and we are looking to go maybe higher. I mean, 1.8 million shares traded so far this morning. Is my desk acting weird again? No, it's not. It's perfect. So 1.8 million shares traded this morning. Just look at this daily, how much activity we've seen since the end of June, right? Like the last 2 weeks or so. Really nice breakout, about $4 into about $7, as high as almost 7.28, at least in this pre-market. It is in
Did
play, Peter.
did you did you say
Yeah,
it's jumping up since the end of June?
yeah.
You mean like since yesterday?
Since it's the end of June, yeah. Since yesterday, that's right. That's old news already.
It's like
Yesterday's
old
like,
news.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's forget
Yeah,
about it. It's
June is
behind.
like so
It's far
yesterday.
gone. That's so gone, man.
Okay.
I am putting yesterday's trading day as far as possible as I can.
Yeah.
And it's new
I
day,
get
fresh
that.
day. But yeah. So it's been moving here. It's been going since the end of June. You can see here the volume. It's been pretty good. What's your thoughts, Peter?
Well, like you said, yesterday is so yesterday. Anyways, you mentioned it yesterday, and as much as it's a day you want to forget, you did point it out because it was rising in the morning. I didn't do much through the afternoon, but and I don't really have any news on it, but I do like this daily chart that you're showing us. Look at the increasing volume over the last couple of weeks. The volume's been ramping up as the price has been going up, so that's good news. Um, yeah, I mean, they got a good name too, Big Bear. Big Bear AI. I don't know if there's much to distinguish them from all of the other AI offerings. Of course, any executive in the company would argue with me on that. But from a trading point of view, it's just another AI. That being said, if it's in play, why not trade it? And it looks like it's generally in play. Keep in mind, it's under a $10 stock, which means it's going to trade a little differently. But a lot of these AI and quantum ones are sort of in this price range. Um, And I notice it trades on the New York Stock Exchange, which also affects its trading profile. So I would say approach with caution. Yes, there's some possible opportunity, but it's not a favorite for me.
Yeah, yeah, it's sure it's not a favorite. I do want to have it on a secondary. Let's see what comes out of this today. I mean, it's been getting very, very active. So on a secondary list, right next to QBTS. So far two on the list this morning. All right, let's finish off this gap up list. Next is on here. We got two more: Rocket Lab and Circle of Internet, which has been on fire. So let's take a look at Rocket Lab first. This is up 3.5 this morning, 1 million shares traded. Pre-market activity's got some action, but the daily's where it's at. Like if you look at the daily over the last couple of days, it's been moving pretty well. So getting a little bit of more volume, but it's been moving decent here. Peter, what's your thoughts on it? I have not looked at it carefully or had it on my list or even traded it, of course, but they're continuing to move higher.
I mean, early this morning, they did announce what they call as a major milestone as they have completed their critical design review for the T2TL beta constellation, which is their new series. I mean, it looks cool. I don't actually, I should here, let's see if we can oh, I didn't share a screen. Uh let's do this. I want to show you guys this. Does this does this design here I've lost like my where am I? Here I am. Does this design here, does this not look like a space gun? It's space lasers. I don't know. I don't I don't quite know, it's not that's not what it is. That's not what they're building. This is supposed to be like a communication satellite system, but I don't know. Exactly, Ernesto. There you go. It's the pocket version of it's our modern Death Star. Anyways, it looks sort of retro and futuristic at the same time. There's something about the design of the central box there that just looks very like, what people thought a satellite would look like back in the 80s. I don't know.
I
Anyways,
don't know, man. Looks like a power
that's
cart that
their
I see at the airport to start up the planes. It looks very weird.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just it somehow, it does have like some retro vibe going on there for me. I'm not sure why, but anyways, all right. I do like how they continued that box design through the solar panel. At least there's some continuity there, so that's interesting.
yeah,
Um, but anyways, look, that's what Rocket Labs produced. They're very proud of it. And look, as long as it drives their stock price, then that's fine, and the price action. I'm looking at how it traded yesterday. Doesn't look all that great. I mean, it looks like it's sort of, moving sideways largely. Maybe this is the news to push it farther. On the daily, it's overall had a great run. I mean, when we started talking, Carlos, how many times have we done this? When we start talking about things, and I have a fascination with some stocks, I should just buy some shares. Just buy
yeah,
a couple hundred shares and just put them in a portfolio somewhere because this thing has gone from $5 to $35. So could have made seven
yeah.
times my money. You know?
I agree
Mm.
100%, man. We've seen so many of these,
Yeah.
given how much stocks we watch, right? So just never know which one's gonna be the one. Never know. All right. Last one on here on our gap up is going to be Circle of Internet. So Circle of Internet here. This thing has been wild. The recent IPO. I forgot what they even do, Peter. Remind us again. What these guys even? What's their life's purpose? What's going on with this ticker?
Stablecoin.
Mm,
Stablecoin.
yes.
They're
Oh,
all
that's
about,
right.
yeah. They
Yeah.
are they are building a near instant low cost global stablecoin transaction platform. That's what they're doing. So they're like
Yeah.
they want to be the Coinbase of stablecoin is what they're trying to do.
Very interesting. So, uh, it's come down a little bit. So you can see the price action is getting a little bit lower than it was before. We had a pretty good high period, and it's just kind of slowing down a little bit. Still getting some really big moves. Besides yesterday, getting some really big moves on the daily. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. So just be careful if you do like this one this morning. Peter, that's all we had on the gap up list today. Anything that you like today that might not be on this list that might be gapping up this morning?
I love companies that just do things that Anyways, this CRCL, I every time I call up their webpage, I'm like, all right, so they got this like, random image on their webpage. If you got, I got it on my screen there, Carlos. And I like how they just, so this is where they say what they're trying to do. I always love companies that then do this. And then if you scroll down, then they've got something like this where they're like, here's how we're making the Circle Payment Network work. I mean, this is a cool bridge, underpass, but it's got absolutely nothing to do with their business. It's just like they try and subconsciously create, look, it's stable, it's like infrastructure, it's part of the world, and it's like that image has nothing to do with it. It's always like the websites that go the other way. They're always putting the beautiful young woman on it, and I'm like, they have nothing to do with your product, but you know,
Yeah.
way to go, marketing.
Yes. Absolutely.
Anyways, oh,
Oh
anyways.
man, love it, love it. Which one was the star? Was it Wonder Woman? She had a commercial for like a Samsung, but then she was in the picture they took. She was actually had like her iPhone next to her or something like that came out, which is like, it's crazy. And there was the other one too where it was somebody at Samsung that posted something on Twitter, and this one Twitter used to tell you where you're posting from, and the marketing person was posting it from an iPhone. So he's like, even Samsung people were using the iPhone to post on their Twitter. So it
Oh,
was
there you
like,
go.
because remember, Twitter used to do that, say post it from Apple, post it from like whatever
Yeah.
device you're using, and it's like somebody didn't give this guy the memo. But yeah, it's always funny with the marketing stuff, man. The people, like you said, the person in the picture probably has no idea how it works, probably doesn't even use it. But hey, if it sells, it sells. That's what it is. Peter, as far as gapping up, anything you like this morning?
Well, let's see. A lot of red on the screen. Not much is gapping up. So, Apple, 1% green. Apple had this big move yesterday afternoon. Like it was flat, flat, flat. And then this is what I traded like heavily yesterday. I was, of course, trying to short it after it popped up. But if you look at like a 5 minute chart yesterday, you can absolutely see when the news came out, they look like they're going to try and dump their native AI engine and maybe go with a third party engine because they've been getting a lot of criticism for what they've been doing. So that took their stock higher, very aggressively higher. So when I said I was watching that, looking for that, the opportunity to short it, as I always do, I can't ever seem to get on the rise. But anyways, I said yesterday afternoon, that's when that happened. So maybe today it'll continue to be in play. We're stuck on the daily here, Carlos. The Apple. But anyways,
Oh, sorry. Here, this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
All
the
right.
moment's passed. It's all good. But
Yes,
so anyways,
yes.
Apple's all I got. Everything else pretty much is red this morning.
Yeah, Apple looks good actually in the pre-market. Really, really nice. I'm gonna add on here. It hasn't been trading well lately though. And you could tell about the daily the reason why. It's been just I don't know. It hasn't been
Yeah.
great. It hasn't been on our list for a long time.
No.
I agree with you. Today could be the day. I'm gonna add this to the list here on Apple. All right, what's capping down this morning, friends? Let's take a look here. We have a ton, and a lot of these are probably not gonna look great. But let's start right away so we can get through these. DYN this morning is Dyne Therapeutics. And we are down 11.7 on this one. Looks like pre-market action looks kind of messy, really all over the place on this pre-market activity. And 577,000 shares traded. Here's the daily. So we've been losing a lot of ground today, gapping down some more. Peter, what's your thoughts on this? The float on it, by the way, not a low float, is at 85 million.
Yeah, and they're adding to it. They're issuing another $200 million worth of shares, which is another 3.6 million, at an aggregate price of $8.25, which, as you can see, is pretty much where the price has gone to. So, not that exciting.
Yeah. We'll leave it alone. Next is our usual suspect. One of our most usual suspects is Tesla. So Tesla here down 5.7, 11.6 million shares traded. So this is on the high end, Peter. Like we normally don't see. Is that right? Let me make sure I got the right ticker. Yeah, 11.6. So some real good action here. Down 5.8, man. Just when we thought they had it figured out here, at least for the moment. We're right back down to some of the lows that we had in what I like to call, Peter, early June here.
Yeah. Well, if you guys remember yesterday morning at this time, we were talking about the fact that Elon had been pretty quiet on social media, but over the weekend he was active again, posting a whole lot of stuff, including a couple of X messages that were critical of the current tax bill. And look, the bro war is not over yet, as President Trump has threatened to cut subsidies to Musk across his various companies. And that is what is dragging the stock down. So they still continue to, it doesn't seem to have the fever pitch it did, but they certainly have not hugged it out yet. So,
Mm, that's a shame. All right, let's see here. What else we have? Tesla is good. I'm going to add that obviously to our list. So I'm just going to add Tesla right on here. But the next one on here I have is Iron. We haven't seen this one in some time as well. So Iron this morning, look at the run on the daily for the last couple of days. So doing pretty good here. Broke out of $10 all the way to 15, pulling back a little bit, hanging out at 13. But what looks nice today is the pre-market volume they're getting. They have 1 million shares traded so far. And normally they don't trade that much volume. We do have inventory for short, not a whole lot. I figure that's what I checked, because I figured it's not going to be a lot. Only 95,000 on this one. So at least for now, we do have some there. Peter, day looks great on this. Might be in play today. Are you going to add it to your list?
I don't know. I mean, it's been on and off our list for like the last year or so, maybe a little longer, as it's they are I just don't get this company. They're a data center provider, really is their core business. But I feel like their executive got bored and they decided to do other things. First, they were into Bitcoin and they were going to, sort of like a lot of companies, start to stockpile Bitcoin. Then they realized, oh, AI is big, so we can leverage our data centers to run a bunch of AI. So now they're an AI company. They also talked about quantum. We can do quantum, but they're not developing quantum. They're just looking to host quantum systems, again leveraging that data center footprint. I feel like they're, whatever the hot thing is, they're like, yeah, we'll do that too. So okay, I mean, the stock price is doing well. Look at, like you said, Carlos, even if you zoom out, it's been going higher and higher for the last little while. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Any given day it could be in play. Volume has been increasing. So it's got good throughput on their volume and good activity. It doesn't matter if I agree with their fundamentals. What matters is, can we get trades on it? I haven't watched it closely enough to really answer that question, but
Right.
like, if you got room on your list, drop it in there. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Man, could have not said it any better. Yeah,
Thor's
maybe.
catching me. Did I just use the F word? Yeah, the fundamentals. Yeah, I did.
Ooh,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Fundamentals.
Uh,
We don't care. We don't care about the reality of what a company does and what they deliver. No revenue is good.
It's like the guy. Remember, man, we just keep getting all these flashback, all the stuff that has happened in the past. Remember the guy that was live on TV with either CNN, Bloomberg, I don't know what, MSNBC Money, whatever, and they were asking him, "Oh, what does this company do?" And he's like,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
he had no idea what the company was actually telling people to invest in. Right? If you're investing, you
Yeah.
got to know what the heck the company does. Man,
Well,
that's a classic. That's a classic. We got to find that video.
yeah, that clip.
Yeah, we got to
And we
find
do
that
have to
clip.
remember that is, you're right. I would agree with you on that, Carlos, right? It's one of those, if you're investing in something, you should have some understanding of the company's business to understand where it's positioned in that market and how likely it is to be able to compete over the long term. As traders, though, I don't have to know. There have been things I've traded. I have no idea what they do. And you
Right.
don't have to, right? All we're interested in, is it going to create a tradable profile within this day that is going to give me an opportunity, and that's okay. Like, I don't think you need to apologize for having no idea what a company does. Very, very
Right.
different, perspective and outlook, because again, we're talking intraday versus, weeks and months or
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
different.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
Absolutely. All right. Let's take a look here. Going to our list here, brought to you by Trading Terminal. WDB. WDB. I feel like we've seen that before.
We have.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They're on the list this morning. They normally don't trade very well, so I usually don't add them to my list. You can tell here by the daily how choppy it is, and just it doesn't look great compared to other stocks that we like to trade. And then the pre-market as well. You do have 4 million shares traded. I don't know where those 4 million shares are because I'm not seeing them here in this pre-market activity. So Peter, I won't have this on my list, but today they're moving, so there must be some news because we never see these guys on the list.
It's sort of it is almost like a reaction play here. So because I don't actually see any news on Warner Brothers, but Disney got an upgrade and some very strong support from Jefferies, which is one of the bigger analyst firms, and one of their analysts basically said that they think Disney's well positioned to take market share away from some of its competitors, including Warner Brothers. So, that being said, I noticed Disney was not on our gap up list. In fact, it's also gapping down on almost no volume here this morning. Not a surprise. Disney rarely gets pre-market volume, but Warner Brothers does seem to be gapping down here on the view that maybe they're not all that well positioned. I, Carlos, I'm not sure. Like you said, 4 million shares traded. Where are they? I mean, there's been spotty trades here, but I'm not sure. I don't, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Comcast would be the three that would be sort of directly affected, I suppose. Warner Brothers was saying that they were going to split up the company because some of their TV assets, because WBD is Warner Brothers Discovery, and their Discovery channels and some of that stuff that they had acquired way back not performing as well as they had hoped within the portfolio. So, and some of the other, competitors, like I mentioned, like a Comcast, for example, separated their TV offerings because if it's going to fail, they want it to sort of fail independently. That's maybe a cynical view, but I believe that's what they're actually trying to do. But
Yeah, yep, 100%. Um, all right, I don't like it, guys. We'll leave that one alone. Let's look at. All right, so I'm noticing the list, Peter. We have a bunch of mining, crypto mining companies here. We have MSTR, Mara, CleanSpark, Riot. They're all on deck this morning. What's your thoughts? What's going on there? And do you like any of these today?
well, let's see. I haven't looked up Bitcoin prices. Let's do that right now. Where are we sitting? We're sitting at 106, $474.89 at the moment, and changing dynamically, which is, really meaning it hasn't done much. That's down slightly from where it had been over the previous couple of days, where we're sitting just over 107. I mean, I guess they're on the list because Bitcoin is gapping down, which tends to affect, or gapping, moving down, but it's moving down slightly, Carlos. I don't, it's still in that play range that, it just cannot break out of this range to either to the downside, which would cause all sorts of panic, or to the upside, which would mean 110,000, and then we can maybe see it take off into some new territory. But it's not doing either. Ever since, let's see, oh my God, I got to go back. Like, yeah, it's been 2 months now that really it's been hanging out in this range between about roughly 95,000 and 105,000. So yeah, pretty boring actually overall,
Yep, yep,
in my
yep.
opinion.
Pretty boring. Yeah, agreed, agreed. All right, I don't see. I was flipping through them. I don't see anything that I really like here on any of these. So we're probably gonna leave these alone for now. Just making sure. Mara. Yeah. How about Coin? Remember, Coin went on this crazy run. What are these guys up to? So they actually look more interesting because they had this beautiful daily run here. If you guys remember that, went from 250, broke out nicely, did pull back a little bit in the last couple of days, and looks like some weakness even today, down 2.6. I actually like Coin out of all of these just because of the run they had in this, towards the end of June, right? It had this beautiful run here, Peter. So maybe this won't be on the list today. I think this looks more interesting than the other ones at the moment.
Yeah, and remember, coin is probably the least tied to Bitcoin, as much as it's called coin. I mean, this is about the trading platform, right? More than an individual, offering. As much as Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency, Coin and Hood, right, are the two that are, I would say, least tied to it. They get somewhat impacted, but they have, lots of other stuff going on. And this chop here has actually not been bad for them. In their business model, I feel like I'm talking fundamentals again, but they've actually been seeing increased trading volume because as the price for crypto sort of just chops along, they're seeing a little bit of trading volume as people are sort of resizing portfolios, and that's what they want. They also have this peer-to-peer payment app that's been launched, which is expecting to sort of bring new energy into the entire sector. There's a competitive company called Kraken that is launching this peer-to-peer payment app, but it's acting to sort of raise the profile of the whole sector a little bit. So yeah, coin is one that I don't this is going to sound, I don't dislike it as much as a lot of the others. That being said, it's still not something I go to regularly to trade. Like if I look at the way it traded yesterday, I mean, there's no way I would be going anywhere near that. Like that 5 minute chart to me is just very ugly.
Oh yeah, that's brutal. But
It's
this
just
is
ugly.
this recaps what my day looked like yesterday. It's so ugly. I mean, this is it right here. If you want to take a picture of it, that's a snapshot of what that looked like. So, yeah, adding it to the list. Maybe things will be better today for it. But again, I agree. It's not a go-to stock like we have here. AMD. AMD's on the list, right? Gapping down. So let's take a look at AMD, and then we'll hand it over to you, Peter, and what else you have this morning. AMD down 2.2, and this pre-market action looks beautiful. What I mean by that is just look at the way the action is connecting here. Look how much range we're getting, as high as 141, low as 138.20. Volume over the last hour in 12 minutes, really nice here. So increasing there. Giving you 1.6 million shares traded today. So that looks pretty good. I like the daily as well. Definitely it's going to be front and center on my list, Peter. AMD looking very nice this morning.
Yeah, AMD and Nvidia both in play. I found yesterday. I mean, actually, I didn't find trades on them, but they were moving. I was keeping a close eye, as I always do, just to see if and when we get some trading opportunity. I think today there's potential, because we're seeing more news. I feel out of the White House a little bit. The tariff activity is still happening. There was some tariff movement between Canada and the U.S. yesterday, with China and the U.S. As well. That sort of those discussions continue. They just have this impact, right? And you never know what's going to happen, so it's worth keeping an eye on. But nothing particularly special going on there. Yeah, so watch it. Sure, absolutely, I will.
All
India,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, Peter. So
The
that's
U.S.
my
is
list
taking
so
on the world.
far. Say again?
So the U.S. has taken on the world, as we know. The tariff everybody.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. My list: AMD, Apple, Tesla, and Coin right now. Secondary list: QBTS, BBAI, and IREN. Peter, anything else you like this morning as far as stocks gapping down that might not be on the list?
Well, we just talked semis. I like that sector. Tesla, of course, that we already talked about. How about Google? Yesterday, Carlos, I think as we were, still doing our live trading, we were like, "What the heck? How did Google move?" And we didn't even notice. Google had a drop off the open and had sort of a good open play move if anybody was paying attention to it. Google and Amazon both had sort of downward trending mornings, but Google was just very clean. But I wasn't watching it, so I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
So and here you go, Rogelio, if I'm saying that right, saying I've been telling everyone to check Google. So look, you were right. We should have listened to you. So yeah, Google. I mean, it didn't do much through the afternoon, but the morning, that opening in 90 minutes of trading yesterday was good opportunity on Google if you're willing to get short on it and ride it down for the $6 move. So yeah, maybe keep an eye on those. There's I always think of the three of them: Amazon, Google, and Meta. Those are the three that, like, they don't
Right.
move great, but on any given day they could have some very decent moves. You just never know which day that's going to be. So
Yeah.
yesterday was one of those days.
Yeah, those three are stocks that you just got to keep on deck all the time and always watching them because you just never know when they're going to give you a great move, right? I think Meta yesterday didn't get trade well. Was the day before? I forgot when it was, but Meta had a beautiful start to the open. Might have not
Yeah,
been
last week
this
sometime,
week.
I think.
Yeah. All right, friends, that covers our gap up and down list. Before we get to you guys,
Last Thursday. Anyways.
yeah, so it was, yeah. Before we get to you guys, if you're having a bad day, this is gonna cheer you up. Just looking at it, I just started smiling because it's just so good. So I'm gonna put this up here so you guys can cheer yourself up a little bit if you're having a rough
Some
morning.
individual names that you like right now and have actually been putting money in right now include Upstart, that is one, Tesla, MGM, and AIG. Why those four, all of which you've bought within, well, basically this week, except Tesla, end of last month?
Yeah, so well, Upstart's up about 25% just in 4 days since we bought it. We bought it on about 4 days ago, so that's actually made a nice little move in the short term. Probably a little extended right now, but longer term, that's a good looking name. Very powerful, very strong earnings. These stocks are
What do they
acting
do?
really
I don't
well.
even know them. What do they do?
Excuse me?
What does Upstart do?
Well, I'm sorry.
What kind of company is it?
Yeah, I'm not. You're breaking up.
Oh, well, I guess we've got an audio problem there, Mark. I'm
Sure you
sorry.
are.
Listen, man, if that doesn't cheer you up, I don't know what else does. Nothing else can go wrong today, friends. We're gonna have an amazing day after something like that. All right, let's go to.
I can't hear you. What's that?
You're breaking up.
Anyways.
It's like you answered him. You're breaking up. See, so oh man, just tells you guys how beautiful day trading is. We don't gotta worry about what the company does. It's okay if he's trading the technicals. He should have said, "Hey, I'm trading the technicals. I don't know exactly what they do. I'm just trading the technicals, and the technicals look good to do this and that." And that could have saved this that whole segment. Yeah. All right, friends. Let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. Let's start with our chat here, and then we'll get to our YouTube chat in just a second. Let's take a look, friends, what tickers are on deck today. Let's see. Your Apple we do have. Looks really good today, Apple, by the way, so it's on my list for sure. Let's see what else here we have. Let's take a look. Scrolling up through all the laughs and emojis there. Apple is good. Yep. Google. I won't be watching Google today, but if you guys look at it, definitely let me know what you like on it, and we'll look at it. Steve, QBT. I thought I had that one. Don't I have that one already? No, I have QBTS on my list. Let's take a look at QUBT. QUBT here. Yeah, they're just slightly down. Like if you look at all the quantum stuff, IonQ, we looked at them earlier. They're all slightly down this morning, about 1.3, 1.2. I don't see anything great on this one right now, Steve, but if you see something later down the line, call it out, man. Let us know. We could take a look at it if something sets up here. SMCI has been was in play yesterday. We saw some good action out of it. Broke out pretty nice alongside, what was the other one, Peter, that broke out nicely? Wasn't that PLTR? What was it? It had a great run, guys. You guys remember over in chat, we kept mentioning it, that was kind of like the play of one of the best trades yesterday. What was that one? Was it Hood? It was SoFi. It was SoFi. That was the one. Yeah.
SoFi?
Yeah, SoFi had a beautiful morning, man. Took off from 17 all the way to 1880.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice one. Hood, I don't recall what Hood did. Got going a little bit later in the day as well. Hood is on fire, man. Look at this daily. I'm going to add Hood to the list. Thank you for bringing that one up. I mean, this is just, it's doing its thing. It's unreal. So Hood on the list here. I do like them. I think that's going to complete my primary list, guys. Hood will be on there. And then I don't think SoFi is going to have another day like that. But if you guys see that again, call it out. SoFi. Yes. All right, let's take a look. Anything else over on the YouTube chat? Rocket Lab. We did look at Rocket Lab already. I personally don't like it, Will. If you do, if you have space, you can put it on the list. I'm not a big fan of it this morning. CLRO. What is that? CLRO. Clear one. This is low flow madness this morning. Up 130%. 19 million shares traded so far. Hard to borrow. So I assume, I don't have the flow handy right now, but I assume it's on the lower side. Actually, right here, less than 1 million. So it just popped up in our gap up scanners and just got going. Not sure what the deal is with Clear One. Is this like a contacts lens company, Peter? What's the latest on Clear One? Again, low flow stock, so we probably won't be watching it. So we probably don't keep it off the list here. All right,
No,
friends.
they're
Hmm.
what are they? They're in the communication equipment space.
Okay.
They do audio visual AV equipment.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool.
we could use them when we do our meetups and our big
Yeah.
our big events.
Oh,
But
that's pretty
they're
good.
not who we use. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Look, I mean, they have they've been doing a lot of things. They had a 1-for-15 reverse stock split at the beginning of last month. They also had one the month before.
Wow.
It looks like they're issuing a special dividend now. So interesting how they did the reverse split, then issued the dividend. So I guess they have to issue less dividends.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
what?
Awesome, friends.
Dividend rates providing show. They're issuing a dividend of $0.001. So a tenth of a cent? What kind of dividend is that? All right. They're issuing a tenth of
Friends.
a cent dividend. Woohoo!
Yeah. Make somebody rich there. Guys, let's go over to bearwithtrades.com. You can click on webinars and always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Tuesday, so we'll focus on that. Thank you for those that joined the onboarding class last night. We had a great conversation. You can do so again by Peter's going to show you how to sign up, and we do it again next Monday. So we'd love to have you there, guys, for the onboarding class.
Wow. Weird.
What happened? You still reading on it?
No, I'm still reading on it. It looks like they're like going to wind up operations and they're going to sell their assets and I don't know what they're doing. So, anyways, whatever. Not something to trade.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's Canada Day. That's right, everybody. Happy Canada Day again. Canada's 158th birthday. We're celebrating today, as you can see. I've got flag. Just don't. You see, my shirt is perfectly positioned, by the way, in the camera, because you can't see that like I'm an old person because this shirt is really Canada Day from. There it is.
Dun, dun,
Can I get it
dun.
high enough? There you
Yeah, you
go.
got it. You got it. We see it.
2012.
Sure, still
2012.
looks good.
Still looks good. You only wear it once a year, you know. But so yeah, I've had the shirt for a little while. So
All right, Peter, let's take you through our webinars.
oh yes, all right, sorry. Webinars. I'm all excited about Canada Day. We do have our webinars in the chat room. Looks like the chat room's already going offline there. So what do we got going on, Carlos? We've got Tuesday, which means that for our members, they can take advantage of the webinar tonight at 8 p.m. is led by Megan. Megan's going to be talking about the art of the exit. I love it. Why the second half of your trade deserves your attention, and absolutely does. Trade management can make the difference between a bad day and a good day, or a good day and a great day. So take advantage of that, and you can get value. If you want to join us at Bearable Traders, go to the website, bearabletraders.com, and that's where you can get information on our different membership packages. Just scroll down right on the main page. You can see everything from the intro offer right through to the Elite Annual, which is currently on sale for the July 4th sale at 50% off. So take advantage of that. We're seeing like YouTube and YouTube here, Carlos, whatever you're showing there.
Out of the chat, so it got messy. Andrew kicked us out.
Okay.
So I just
All right.
closed it out. We're back.
All right. Whatever's going on. All right. So, yeah. So that's what we got going on in the chat room. Let's get ready for this trading day. We have about 4.5 minutes before the open. So that will give us the opportunity to set our stocks, get ourselves ready.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
let's do
Carlos,
it.
we are going to have a better trading day than yesterday. You had not a great day profit-wise. I had just a weird day where I traded. I took 12 trades yesterday, all told. So,
Nice.
sort of like 6 in the morning and 6 in the afternoon. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's just not how I trade. That is
Your morning started rough, man. You had
yeah.
in the morning you had a back to back to back to back there. Was it Tesla?
I did Tesla. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
all in
yeah.
Tesla. And again, I somehow ended up sort of break even across those,
I remember that you mentioned that.
not
Yeah.
great, but at least I didn't lose money. But still, I shouldn't have done it. Like
Yeah.
it's not how I normally trade. I am trying to get more active in the mornings, and I guess every once in a while you're going to have those moments.
Hmm.
But it's weird. It was weird. Weird day. See what
Yeah,
we
it
got
was,
today.
man. It was. All right,
Live
fresh
trading.
month, fresh day. I feel much better today, though, man. Doesn't mean you're gonna trade well, but at least you should execute well. When you're feeling good, and I'm feeling good today. So that's for sure. All right, let's see.
I feel good. Na, 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 na. And don't forget, guys, there is Powell is speaking. He does speak right at 9:30. So while we've got the regular open activity, that could just cause a little bit of, market. I mean, look, it might just support the direction and it's going to look like a big trending morning, or it might suddenly spike it in a different direction. So just be aware of that. It's a rare sort of 9:30 speech time. He usually tries to avoid that time. All right. And what am I going to look at? All right. What do I got to put on my list here? I didn't tell you what our moderators are watching. Did we do that? That's me.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that. Oh, we got time.
Let's see. What are they watching? Let's see. Andrew. Let's go with Andrew. I'll just give you a snippet here. Andrew's watching AMD, Apple, Tesla, and Rocket Labs, which is interesting. Brian says he's just doing Andrew's list plus the indices, the SPY and the Qs. So that's what he's focused on. I see Brendan's got a list of Hood, Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD, and he's got SoFi and Rocket Lab on a secondary. People seem to be keeping an eye on Rocket Lab today, so maybe I'll put an eye to that as well. Again, I don't know particularly it's going to do anything. Maybe Carlos. We were showing their little retro satellite there, so maybe this is it. It's the day.
Yeah,
we've created some buzz.
Could be.
All right, so we'll put Rocket Lab on the list. We'll watch Robin Hood. We'll see what else people are watching. Megan's keeping her list really tight. She's just watching Tesla. And Tesla's a good one. I mean, we had that move yesterday that was, again, not that great. It sort of got us caught in the chop, but it doesn't mean that it can't trade very well for today. So we'll see what happens. Yesterday in the afternoon, it sort of moved a little more freely. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Apple, another one. Oh, Microsoft's getting a drop right now. Not sure why.
AMD too. AMD just kind of got a 60 cents drop.
I don't really have any. I'm not strongly opinionated about a direction of anything and where it's going to go here this morning. So.
Yeah, same here. So Elon Musk will oversee Tesla sales in Europe and US after the departure of the previous person. So he's going to be watching it himself. Should be interesting.
Do you remember the very first stock we talked about this morning, Carlos? OGEN. It's open now. It looks like it dropped from like $5 to $1. Down 50%. Whatever the news was, it was not good.
Not happy today.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
Let's see if I can find the news on this thing.
That is
usually when they have a halt
stuff
for news, you'd like to hope it's good stuff. All right, There's my alarm telling me I've got 1 minute. OGEN secondary offering.
Yeah, BMNR is another low flow that's been in play today, alongside CLRO. They're both up big. I got them on my risky pile here. I won't be trading them, but they're definitely in play today. So CLRO is the other one. That's also up 118%. But BMNR, oh, look at that $3 drop. That's why you can't play around with this stuff, man. Somebody got caught there. Somebody got caught. You're gonna pay the price now. $3 drop.
All right, market about to open here.
All right, ding, 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 ding. Oh, not yet. Oh, I'm early.
Not yet. You're early.
I'm early.
Let's jump the
3
gun.
seconds early.
Now you can go.
Ding, 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 ding. There we go. All right, friends. BMR again 3 minutes before I trade, so I won't be taking any trades yet. I'm just looking at some of these low flow madness. CLRO also a low flow in play today, so be careful with those two. And MNR looks like it wants to go back. It's bouncing back. Can you imagine stopping out, taking a big hit at 49, and then in a matter of seconds it's back up to 54? This messes with your mindset. This kills your trading mindset. You know, so I've been there, done that. It's brutal,
C
brutal.
CRCL dropped heavily on the open here, down $5.
Circle of Life,
The Circle of Life,
CRCL.
CRCL.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
big drop. It's a big drop. Let's see what we got here.
Right. I don't have any opinions on anything here.
Yeah,
Apple pushing higher.
nothing that I like yet. Apple looks good for today. We should definitely keep an eye on Apple. Does look great for today.
Nvidia also pushing a little higher here.
I don't have Nvidia on my list. I'm gonna add it right here as well behind hood. NVDA. Here we go. So let's see. What do we have here?
Tesla. If we get a pullback on Tesla, I might consider a short because I feel like Tesla's, again, it's hard to, it's sort of like I fought the law and the law won. But, I don't care if you're the richest person on the planet, you're gonna fight the U.S. government. It's always
probably not
dangerous.
gonna go well.
No, probably not.
Probably not gonna go well. That's for sure.
Especially when you're reliant on a lot of their contracts, right? Like,
Right.
anyways. The old expression, don't don't shit where you eat. It's,
Absolutely.
discretion is the better part of valor. There's all sorts of expressions, but yeah, bottom line, I'm still convinced that, his board is like, Elon, please, for the love of God, just be quiet. Say nothing.
Let this go. Let
Yeah,
this go.
I get it. I get it. You're frustrated. You're angry. But let it go.
Yep. All right, coming up on minute 3, guys. So I'm just looking around to see what's taking place here. AMD could be a nice. We see strength on AMD. Is this thing looking to go? No, not looking to go. Below VWAP. Nothing.
Ben Colts. Yeah, that's another one of those expressions. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That is an old expression there, looking a gift horse in the mouth. I do like where expressions come from. That one's got a good history, good background. We don't need to go into it here, but looking for that tattoo. But anyways,
I went Apple short here for the breakdown below VWAP very early in this trade. Yeah, should have waited a little more. Let's see. Stop loss 206. I don't want to go going above VWAP if I can. Let's see if it can stay below VWAP, but looking to go higher here. Let's see, so 207, I'll have to stop out. I want to see the weakness hopefully come in here. I got in too early. I should have waited for a better entry closer to VWAP. I thought it was going to go. I didn't think it was going to give me a chance to pull back, and it did. It pulled back pretty nice actually here. So let's see if we can get the drop past the low of the day at 206.16. Struggling here. Struggling. Elon says he's Tony Stark. You know what? If there is a Tony Stark, I think he's probably the closest person in real life, right? So
yeah, he is, but
got the robots, got the cars, right?
He is not Iron Man. He's not Don in the suit.
I gotta get out. All right, so I gotta get on Apple. Came back above the VWAP. We'll see how it sets up. Minute 5 in play here. It looks like a long, but
this is crazy stuff. There it is. There it is. Taking a partial.
Are you short Tesla?
No.
Oh, what are you?
Oh no! What just happened?
What
what did I just do? I'm hitting wrong buttons. Oh man. Yes, I was short Tesla.
I like Tesla short here. Yeah.
And I somehow got all out, and I didn't mean to. I mean, I made
Oh
money.
man,
Look at
I
this.
like a short here for a 5 minute opening range breakdown.
Yeah.
If we could at least get to the low of the day. So you got short and got all out. Oh, that
I
sucks.
didn't. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that
I
sucks, man.
got I got it like a. Oh, I was trying to take a partial. Oh, I know why. I see what happened.
All right, here we go,
No,
baby. Let's go, Tesla. Drop, drop, drop. We need a good day today. An Apple
what the heck?
going long. Short
Oh,
Tesla.
I know what happened. All right, that's my bad. Dang it.
Peter, do
Well,
not
look, I
trade
wish.
like me yesterday. Do not trade like
Well,
me
look,
yesterday, please.
again. I mean, again, sharing my yeah, I made money. I was short Tesla. I had a great entry. I was short at like 290, average of like 296.40,
Mm,
and somehow I got all out. And again, I didn't mean to. I was trying to take a partial, and it only gave me a partial fill, and that's what threw me off. So my share size was all mixed up. So
yeah.
when I hit the button again, it somehow but I anyways, I don't know what happened.
Oh
Exactly,
man.
but yeah, well, look, I made money, but not as much as I could have, because look, it's going
Yeah.
down more. We
Yeah,
were
I'm in
right. I was
short.
right.
Yeah, you was
Dang
right.
it.
And I like this for sure, man. At least the breakdown of the low of the day. So I'm in it right now. And let's see. Let's see if we can get this breakdown here on Tesla.
You want to be careful down here. It could bounce, Carlos. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you're taking partials or not, but
I haven't
my
taken one
advice.
yet. Was trying to be
Mm,
patient, but it's struggling a
mm.
lot here, man.
Yeah, you
And I
might
don't
want
see
to
any.
take a little bit off
Yeah, I am going
just
to. And
in case.
I don't see anything in the level two that tells me, hey, don't take anything off. Like the level two, I don't see anything bearish
Yeah,
on it.
there's
So
nothing
yeah,
either way on it, which
yeah,
means it
yeah.
could go either way.
So took some off here. Um, I want to see it. This candle is so important. Like you have to break this candle down. You gotta make a new low. And it's struggling to do that. So that's not good. So there it is. I'll give it a little room past my break even, just in case we're gonna pull back and head lower. But I took a decent sized partial here. All right, let's see. It's looking great if we can get a new low. Like if you can get a new low, we're looking pretty good here. But we are struggling
I
to
gotta
get that
I
going.
gotta check on something. I'll be right back. One sec.
Yep. Yep, go for it, man. No worries. Keeps coming back right to 295 and then back down. Come on, let's do it. Don't fight it. Sell off. The selling pressure on Tesla is real. Like if you look at the price action now, every time it comes up to 295, it's getting pushed back down. So it's struggling to go higher here, like to get that bounce going. So let's see if we can get the flush. But I don't like it's taking too long. And the longer it stays here at the support, the harder it is. So let's see if this can do it now. And I'm kind of getting impatient, so I might take another partial here. Yeah, I'm gonna take another partial. It's just taking too long for my liking. We're still sell off, but I want to just again we're almost $1 in on this, so I don't want to be $1 in the green and come back with nothing. So take another partial.
Oh.
But I still
Oh,
believe
I had such a great entry on this.
you had a great entry on this, man. Yeah.
Ah,
I took another partial, Peter. Oh, finally, we're gonna do it. Let's go. Get the flush in.
yeah, it looks like it wants to break down, but it's hanging
Yeah,
out
it's
here
gonna
for
do it.
disturbingly
It's
long.
taking. That's why I took a partial. It's taking too long. Way
Yeah.
too long. Look at that. See?
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the type of move that Tesla
yeah.
can make, and you got to worry because it could go up to
Yes.
it'll be up to
VWAP.
297 before you know it.
Yep.
So
Yep. VWAP absolutely. So,
that's,
the messing around too much. I took two good partials, 20% each. I'm glad I did. Usually I take 10, 20% each, and then all out here. So I'm glad I did this partial, because if I would have been all out here, then I would have just been probably in the red with the number of shares coming back up. So I'm glad we took those two there, because that's almost $1. It was like 80 cents, almost $1. So got to take partials. Given the way it's trading.
Sure.
All right, let's see what else. Apple.
Apple
AMD.
ended up choppy so far. AMD and Nvidia both choppy. Nvidia especially looks just ugly so far this morning.
What do you guys like this morning? BMNR going nuts? Is it? Where is? Oh yeah, it's halted a couple of times already. I'm not dealing with that. This is just mad. CRCL, CLRO, excuse me, doing some stuff too. Yeah, it's like, this is why I'm so glad for these partial guys. Look at Tesla, right back up to the VWAP. We said it. If it holds here, yeah, you said it, Peter. Yeah. It holds here, it can go to the VWAP. So.
I told you.
Well, we haven't talked about today. POTR, Peter.
This also makes me happy that, being that I made an error, at least it didn't just go straight down and leave me with lots of regret. So,
well, usually I would say I agree with you, but I'm not going to agree with you because I was short still. It's all good. It's all good. Friends, POTR, we have not talked about that one today, and much better trade than we saw yesterday morning. Beautiful drop to some levels we have here. So great short. Oh, beautiful 5-minute ORB.
I don't know, Andrew. Andrew's flipping his position and going long on Tesla.
Oh, I don't have Andrew on the screen. I got kicked out. What's he doing?
I did too. I did too. So
what's he doing?
Well, he just flipped his position and went long on Tesla. I think it's a little early for that. He might get himself caught in some chop again. What the heck?
Yeah. What happened? Me and Peter are like the commentary at golf. Yeah, he should be going for the green or for the.
Yeah. Looks like
he's going all the way over the lake.
Iron.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he should be using a 5-iron.
That's
anyways, he could be right. Andrew is right more often than he's wrong. So.
Yeah.
But.
It's a method to his madness, right? And I remember him interviewing with somebody else that's very well known in the industry. He was doing an interview with him, and Andrew asked him the question. Sometimes people think that I trade too crazy or too much or too fast or whatever. And the guy asked him, "Are you making money?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, so who cares?" Right? It's just like that. So who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, and he's making money on this.
You don't got to prove to anybody else what your process is. You're making money. That's all that matters. Yes. You should. You want sports commentary? Yeah, the yelling it's a little much. I like those guys. So we had a segment with them when they first started Trader TV. I did a segment with them, and they're pretty cool guys. Yeah, we're more like they're more like the basketball commentary. We're more like the golf. You just kind of see he's going in long for the VWAP breakout. There it is, beautiful. What a shot. We've seen this do this so many times. More soft-voiced.
That's right. I think maybe we should go soccer a little more.
A little more alive, right? Yeah, soccer's probably a little better.
And there's a Tesla, and it's a goal! Go.
When I was younger, I couldn't stand soccer. My parents used to watch it on TV. I'm like, you're sitting here 3 hours, and the score is only 1-1. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, you're waiting here for this goal for like hours. I'm not doing this. I want to play basketball. But now, you got to understand the sport. You got to understand the lines and the defense and,
Right. See, it's sort of like, anyways, soccer is about strategy, right? It's all about the positioning on the field and the ball movement. And it's a very North American thing North American sports are largely designed to get goals fast, lots of points. Yeah. We need
Yeah.
points. Like basketball is the ultimate example. I need a basket every 30 seconds or I'm bored. So,
Mm-hmm.
but whereas, I mean, look at cricket. I mean, and there's other sports that are just much slower
Yeah.
run. You don't need the big points on the board. But anyways, yeah, I only learned to appreciate it once my daughter started playing. That was always my daughter's sport. And
Yeah.
really, it was when she started playing that I gained an appreciation for the value of football or soccer. So,
Yeah. Agree. It's different when the kids play. Really get into it.
yeah.
Coin. Wow, coin. Beautiful, beautiful trade on coin, friends. This is moving very, very nice here.
American football. American football has you're looking for touchdowns all the time on it. Every play, you expect a touchdown or a field goal, right? It's disappointing.
No, no, it's a lot more strategy to it, man. There's a lot more strategy to it. Well, if you're playing the video game, yeah, you just want Hail Marys all day long, right? Just get the score. But
Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
I didn't know football until I was later in life when I got a little bit older. That's when somebody introduced me to actually going to a game and seeing the strategy. I'm like, and I used to hate, like, why is this guy only going? Why are they running it going for like 3 yards? That's retarded. Just throw the ball, get 10 yards. And then it's like, no, it's not the way it works. It's strategy, confusing the defense. It's a lot more to it, just like soccer, right? There's a lot more to it, and unless you don't really dive into it, it's you don't really appreciate some of the defensive plays. And baseball, same thing. Like, you gotta enjoy pitching in baseball. You don't enjoy pitching, you go to a game, you'll be bored to death. So, yeah. All right, friends. Ooh, Tesla. Look at Tesla go. We got a breakout here, Peter. Tesla. We got the breakthrough. We got the pullback. We got somewhat of a confirmation candle.
That's not my trade. I see it though. I see what you're looking at. Andrew's still look, he got it to work.
Yeah, he
got
did.
Tesla to work.
More commercials than the game. Yeah, baseball, you got to go to the actual game. Watching on TV is not the same. Go to the game. It's a lot going on. Get a bag of peanuts. Sit there. A couple of beers in. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So, much better.
My dad's always been a baseball guy. He likes watching baseball. He used to take me to games. Montreal Expos. Anybody remember the Spos? Montreal Expos? That's way back when. They haven't had a team for a while, but I don't remember when the Montreal Expos finally moved.
The mill mix is
probably
screaming at me.
90s? The 90s, maybe?
Yeah. 90s baseball was freaking awesome, man. At least for my team. It's really good. Yeah, mill mix. Yes. Hood, breakout.
What I regret,
yeah.
When I was a kid, I had a bunch of Montreal Expos like shirts and caps, and I don't know what's happened to them. I wish I had some of those retro caps again. Those are cool. They had a cool logo. I always liked their logo.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tim Raines. Oh, now I see. That's my wife was a huge baseball fan. So, yeah, Raines was one of her favorites. There's like a whole group of players in there that she knows by heart.
Yeah. I'm long Hood. VWAP breakout here. Thanks, Milmix, for calling it out. That looks really, really good. But I also like Tesla. Yeah, see Tesla too, guys. I missed a good entry here. But Tesla looks like it wants to go long. It wants to go higher here. It won't be a good entry here for me, so I can't chase it here. Yeah, I can't chase it here. So let's just focus on Hood. So Hood VWAP breakout. We got to get above the VWAP on this candle here, and then Tesla. I think it's gonna go, Peter. What's your thoughts on Tesla?
It does look like it's gonna go. I mean, the news is still bad on it, I think, but doesn't really matter, right? In the short term, doesn't mean it can't go higher.
Yeah, Hood is working now. I'm gonna take a shot on Tesla. All right. I think that we have a play here. So let's see if we can get to at least 300 on it. We love that move there on Tesla. And then Hood is working out pretty good here. I'm gonna take take a, let's see. Let's be patient with it, but because we got a great entry on Hood, at 96. Let's see. We got to get the momentum going. Tesla's trying to push. Good. Come on, Hood. Let's get it going. We need that break there. I'm not seeing anything on the level 2, man. That's all right, Tesla's doing what it's supposed to.
Oh wow, look, there's Tesla. Tesla, big
Yeah.
pop.
Let me go to Tesla. Let's take a partial on Tesla here.
That's why you don't
what I
bet
want.
against
300.
Andrew.
Yeah, yeah. Partial on Tesla and Hood. Oh man, what a morning! This is good. This is good. So partial on Hood as well. Oh man, Hood is gonna be. Guys, thank you for calling that out. I was not even watching Hood. I had it on the radar, but I wasn't really focused. But you guys called out the strategy.
Wow.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, man. All right. Looking good today. We needed a good day after yesterday's madness and hockey errors. I mean, it was just a nightmare yesterday. Oh, Tesla. And this is why, you know what when I look at this trade here, amazing trade, by the way, long here by Andrew, right? He got in much earlier. This right here. This to me makes me very proud, my friends. What's that? Stop out. Just get out of the trade. Be done with it. Don't be a hero. Oh, it's going to come back down. You know, I don't want to get out break even. You know, I want to make more money, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not going to work.
Hood moving nice.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to lose your trade there, Carlos.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. I'm going towards the high of the day. 98.08. Can we get there? I got 2 partials on this already. Let's see if we can get to 98. Would be nice, but I don't want to be greedy. Our day is looking very nice now.
Wow, Tesla 301.
Nice. Oh man, this is a great day. I'm gonna quit after this. I'm definitely gonna take the rest of the week off. Go right into vacation. Independence holiday. Wow.
Yeah, see, to me, Tesla looked really good. Maybe I should have just taken that, but said not my trade. But
Yeah.
see, this is hanging out with other people. This is what the value of a community, Carlos. Even just you and I hanging out together here in the mornings.
Absolutely.
You know, I've sort of
100%.
I've got to know your trade style a little bit better, and I can start to identify these, which before it would never even be a consideration for me.
That'll be a thing, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we all know
this
Andrew's
is,
trading because we've all been watching him, but like me and you, like I would
Right.
never see you trade live or so forth, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
So it's
another
good.
defensive partial here on Hood in case this 98 is gonna be resistance again, and we're gonna head back to the VWAP. I don't want to see that. We got a really nice $1.50 on this thing from the entry, so I don't want to see it come back. And then Tesla is just wow. Tesla is really gonna be a little patient on this now because we got a nice cushion on our entry here. Is Andrew has to have his hands up. I don't have him on. Is his hands up? He's got to be like fist pumping, EDM music playing in the background, red couch, champagne popping. What is he doing?
Well, remember he didn't have a great day yesterday either, so I think he's just sort of relieved it's going well. He seems to be pretty calm about the whole thing. So
okay.
But yeah, look, he's partialing the heck out of this thing all the way up. So look at this, 303 now.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
I want to be a little
beautiful.
more patient, but this is too good to not. It'll be irresponsible of me not to take a partial here. So that'd be very irresponsible. I'm concerned with Hood. Hood is struggling to get going. Unless this candle can break 98, it is struggling here to make a move. So if we don't get a new high here, I am going to take a partial if we don't get a new high here. Yeah, it's oh maybe I don't know. We have the juice. Yeah, I'm just taking a partial just in case, guys, because we got a good move from where we're at right now. I would love to see higher, but it's really struggling here. Maybe not. No, maybe not. I was wrong there. That's okay. You make the decision with the information you have at hand. What happens after really can't control. You really cannot control. So Tesla pulling back from the high. So happy I took that partial there. Hood also struggling here. Oh man, when I'm the next meetup, I'm gonna owe so many people so many drinks. It's not even funny. I'm gonna have to
Hey,
put
but
some
that's what
money
trading
aside.
in a community is like, Carlos, right? You get
Absolutely.
help and support from
Absolutely.
everybody.
I am happy to buy my friends a drink here. Oh wow,
You
Hood
bet.
is
Oh,
surprised me here.
Oracle. Yeah, Oracle. Oh, look, yeah, Hood finally did pop higher.
Yeah,
Carlos, see?
man,
Just
what a
this
morning.
is this is but this is the importance. I mean, I think there's a great lesson in this, right? Like
Yeah,
yesterday
yeah.
obviously was a very disappointing day and didn't work out well. But just to
Mm-hmm.
keep a level head, not go all revengey today, not
Yeah, yeah.
or get frightened to trade. You just stick to your strategy. Yesterday was just a day when it didn't work. Today you
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
same thing. I mean, you did the same thing that you do every
Mm-hmm.
day. And
Right.
today it just it worked the way you wanted it to or the way you intended. So it's
Yeah.
the way it
So
goes.
big lesson. 100%. 100%. News coming. What do we have coming out? Do we have anything on the schedule? No. 9:45 came out already. U.S. manufacturing. Oh, 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. We have stuff.
Yeah, 10 a.m. we
Okay.
do.
Yep. Yep. I
Yep.
see that. All right. Let's see here. Wow, coin as well, friends. Coin was really nice. That was really nice there. Uh, all right, let's see. Umberto got Meta. Meta. 2 minutes to news. Hood is deciding what to do next here. Tesla just kind of consolidating now. See, that's another move up. I feel like Hood is gonna just be done for this move. I'm not gonna get all out, but I am gonna take a decent partial of what's left here. Should I? I don't know. It's like it comes down like this. Last time I did that, it shot up to 98, 77. So it's hard to read. Mm. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of Foot. I'm gonna go with my gut feeling. I feel like the move might be over here, so I'm just gonna get out here. 98, 91, 97, 91, and man, what a nice move. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna jump out on this one. I'm gonna take advantage of that great move. Oh no, that was the wrong move. It's going higher. That's
You're
okay.
going. Look, man, you're
Uh,
going second by second on this, so you can't.
Yeah, I should have. You know what? It's watching
Yeah.
two trades at the same time too. It's like you got. It's yeah, yeah. Out on Hood, friends. That was a good call, man. The Milnix was one that called that one. Thank you so much. Other people could have called it as well. But yeah, definitely. I owe you a beer, my friend. All right, still in Tesla. Hood is consolidating here. It looks good. It could break out. But yeah, more out of it now. Let's see what a Tesla does. News is out now at 10.
Yep. So the news is
Oh,
out. Looks like, let's
Tesla.
see. PMI manufacturing, pretty much on target, just slightly higher. Construction spending, slightly lower. The ISM manufacturing number pretty much on target. Yeah, really not much. The job openings was the other one that was coming out 7.32. Interesting, more job openings than expected at 7.77 million versus 7.32 million. So that number is a little more positive. So,
Nice.
but yeah, all in all, pretty quiet. Not not going to impact this market too much because it's pretty much
Yeah.
where analysts were anticipating the numbers to come out to.
Awesome. PLTR heading lower. Spartacus, PLTR. Let's take a look. Still long Tesla, friends. Out on Hood. And Hood is going to go higher, but all out on Hood, unfortunately. And Tesla, hopefully we can focus on this and get going. One and done for you, Raytrix. What did you trade? You traded Oracle. That is very interesting. I'm definitely want to see what that is up to.
Yeah, Oracle was moving well this morning. Wasn't I'm surprised. Oracle's not something I normally watch, right? Or expect to have good movement. So
Yep. All right, friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton. It really does. We appreciate your support there. We have 225 likes, which is not bad. We're very happy. Can you imagine 200 people in a room giving you a thumbs up? That feels awesome. But 400 is better. Just saying. I'm very happy, very satisfied with 225. But 400 is like, wow, double the room. Oh, man, that is awesome. So if you can help us there, that would be truly amazing. So I really appreciate that. And what are we doing our giveaway? We should do it Thursday, half a day, or we're doing it Wednesday, right? Tomorrow.
yeah, I assume we'd be doing it tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could talk to Andrew when he gets on here, and we'll see.
Yeah.
See what he thinks.
Send someone off happy to the weekend. Actually, we should do it Wednesday, so they at least can they can use the membership like Thursday. They can see the chat room Thursday. Oh, let's go, friends. A lot of you guys are long Tesla as well.
Oh,
Look at
Tesla.
this,
Tesla's still going.
Oh, man. Very light in the partials now. I'm not taking as much off, so just 10% here on Tesla. We want to keep as much shares as possible if this thing is going to go higher, but it's looking great right now. And the play here was the VWAP breakout. I had a lot of opportunities. You had this one here. Here's the pullback. You could enter here, and then your stop loss would have been, below the VWAP anywhere in this area. So you would have survived this entire time if you were patient enough. It's not easy to be patient with Tesla because it can move so aggressively against you. And I took it here I took it a little bit different. I still consider this a VWAP breakout, but after the consolidation, right? We stayed above the VWAP, and then it was just breaking out of it, above it. So really nice play here on Tesla. Very clean. And Hood, it was the same thing, right? A little bit messier as far as the entry. It turned out amazing. But the breakout above VWAP, the pullback, and then when this candle was green, that's when I got in for the entry, right? Could have waited a little more, but it worked out pretty good here on Hood after the call out from you guys, which was awesome. Man, Tesla having a day. Really having a day. This is beautiful.
It's having a good morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. That is wow. This is why you can't try to make your red days green. Yes, I could easily went back and revenge traded my entire day yesterday, and then today my mind be out of whack. Instead, what I did was I didn't trade anymore. After I was done live, I went back to the pool today. Went back to the pool with the kids. Enjoyed the time. Had a couple of beers. Almost ran late to the onboarding class last night because I lost track of the schedule with the kids in the pool and everything. And completely, Peter forgot about the day and the loss. Like, the kids do that to you, man. They make you forget big problems. Play with your kids, see what happens. You just don't remember it. Just don't even remember. It's awesome. They have that energy, which is unbelievable. They don't care how your day was. They don't care what problems you have. It's just they just want to have fun with their parents. It's awesome. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. So,
Yep. I remember those days.
oh man, it's amazing.
Oh well.
305 on
Oh
Tesla.
wow.
Did Andrew
I'm
add? I
still.
don't. Did Andrew had
Yeah,
to add a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of
He did.
times, right? He added like
Yeah, he did.
here, and I can't see what he's doing, but I'm sure he added somewhere here because that's just what
You
he
bet he
does.
did. Yeah. Oh, you
um,
can't see what Andrew's doing here. Let's.
no, I got kicked out the
Oh,
chat when you got it up. I'll get
yeah.
back in a
Here you
second
go.
here.
Here you
I'll
go.
get back in.
So there you
There we
go.
go.
I can share it. You can
There
put
it
it
is.
out there. There's the chat room. So
Yes,
Andrew, you
yes.
can see he's traded Tesla all the way up here. Added, like you said, a few
Uh-huh.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Added on. So he's riding this thing. He's loving it. He's having a
That's
great day.
beautiful. That
So
is a
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful thing. Good for him, man.
yeah.
Good, good, good. All right, another partial had just below 305, and yeah, this is a great, great day, man. We went from a really crappy day yesterday because a lot of stocks were not trading well yesterday.
Hmm.
Aside from being a red day, a lot of stocks were very choppy, and today more stocks were nicer than usual, right? So you got Apple. Apple broke out, right? So broke out nicely here. Tesla obviously doing well. Ooh, Tesla's turning around. What do we do here? Let's just wait a little bit. Red Ducky, do not do that, man. You're gonna get in trouble. Red Ducky says, "I don't have kids, but I'll try to find and go out some kids to play with." Okay, Michael Jackson, good luck. Good luck with that. That is not gonna turn out well.
All right.
There's other things you could do, right? Just go do something you love, right? Go for a bike ride, go for a walk in the park. Do something you love that you really, really, truly enjoy, and you'll be fine. You know. Uh, Tesla. How can you enter Andrew stream? Head over to bearbutraders.com. We do have a link that gets you in the chat room for 19 bucks. Gets you in the chat room for a week. Plus, I'm going to take another partial here on Tesla just in case. Like more of a defensive partial in case we're going to drop lower. There it is. Why did it? Oh, wow. That's the first time it did that. So 10% there. It didn't fill right away. Like it actually sent a limit order. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw it?
Well,
You saw it? Yeah, I haven't seen
well,
that
I
in a while.
saw it. I
Yeah.
saw it on your screen, and I said, I wonder if that's the same thing that sort of happened to me when I was trying to, when I got out by accident.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So what that is, for those that don't know, we use marketable limit order. So when I send an order in, is whatever the price plus 5 cents, right? And usually we get filled right away. Like the stocks we trade, the spread is so good, we get filled immediately. But if I send it and the spread opens up or the price drops, it'll sit as a limit order to protect me. Like it's not a completely blank market order where it fills you whenever it can, right? There's a kind of limit to it. Usually never see that happen, but in this case we did here on Tesla. Very nice, very nice. My dad's not working properly today. Someone else said that too, but it's been good for me. What are you seeing as far as not working properly? What specifically? Just curious. Oh man, Hood actually it's trending nicely on the 9.
Yeah, it
It's trending
looked like it
nicely on
was
the
going to
9.
pull back for a minute there, but it's recovered.
Yeah. And it looks like it's gonna go higher. Yeah, I definitely could have played this better. I probably got a little too, like you said, I was playing it great. You mentioned I was playing it minute by minute. I shouldn't have done that. I was playing it too close here to every single tick, and should have just kind of backed up for a little bit.
It's hey, like I get caught in doing that all the time, so that's why I know the signs.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny because it's easier to see somebody stuck in that than you see yourself sometimes, right?
Yep.
Like oh, he's
Yeah,
in it, but he
absolutely.
doesn't see it, and I know why he doesn't see it because I've done it before, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
something we all been through. All right, Tesla's fun might be over. I don't have much left here as far as shares, so I don't think it's worth holding for a pullback. Like the value of it going back up to 306 and it coming back to 301, it's not worth the number of shares. I'm better off just taking everything off here, right? Unless we start seeing some good movement up. So um, let's see if it does that.
Yeah. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
see, I usually like to play games at this level when I have that type of share. Like I would set a level and say, okay, so, and you could even set like a range
Hmm.
order, but if you want to do it manually, you say, okay, if it goes below 302.60, right, you just get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
That
you'll
too.
hold it,
Yeah. Hmm.
hold and see how high it can go or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Hmm.
point. Good point.
Could go either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do the loss. We could do the loss of the 20 moving average as well. I've done that before. Which is right
Yeah,
around
it's
that area.
about,
Right around that price
yeah,
you're saying. Yeah. So it makes
yeah.
perfect sense.
302.40, I think. 302.38 is where I have the 20 right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's right in that same area, like you said.
Let me log into the chat, see what our friends are up to. Um, BearBootTraders.com. So, friends, just a quick reminder. Here's some of the deals that we have for you. July 4th celebration, 50% off the elite membership. So this is this one here, 1100, 1200, which is pretty good. That's a really good deal. You get a lot of stuff on there. So check it out if you're interested. And you also, if you want to try it out, we do have this intro membership, or you can get it for $19. So we'll put the link in the chat in a second. $19 gets you in to see Andrew and Brian trade live, and these guys are beasts. So if you want to see those guys trade live every day, they're literally the best traders we know for sure. You know, Andrew's got to
Yeah,
be
oh yeah.
top 1%. Peter, what do you think
Oh,
of
absolutely.
retail traders?
He's one of the best traders in the world. There's no question. He really is. And he's
Yeah,
got
yeah,
he's got the bank account to prove it. So you don't have
right.
to take our word for it. I mean,
Yeah,
he does it live every day, and his
yeah,
results are out there, so
yeah. It's
can't
not
deny it.
not not easy to do that. That's a retail trader. Firm is different. Firm's
Sure.
got the bankroll to do all kinds of stuff, but as a retail trader, as an individual, man, that is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. All right, let's log in and go in here and see what our chat room is doing. We'll take a look here.
Buying Qs just popped back up, and same with Apple.
Let me mute that. Okay, here we go. All right, excellent. Andrew's taking a couple of partials. Here, we'll wait for. See, if it loses the 20, we'll get out on Tesla. We'll stick around into that time.
Oh.
Does Brian got a old Canada shirt on too? Oh, he does. I could see the little. See a little. Let me see right here. You kind of see, right? Is this it? It looks like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He's got some sort of
Yeah,
Canada.
it's in the Canada mode. Like it.
You gotta
Somebody,
be.
somebody in chat said, "Happy 51st state day," and I'm like, "Come on, man! Don't don't start no problems with our north
Yeah.
friends to the north. Let's not do that." All right, good.
Sorry,
All
we
right, so
can
let's
take a
see.
joke.
Yeah, I gotta have fun. I know he was joking. Peter, are you shorting Tesla on us? It's probably the reason why he's dropping, right, Tyler?
No.
Peter's going short quietly.
Yeah. No, look, the pattern on the chart looks like a mountain pass, right? So it looks like a great mountain pass. However, it did not get a spike of volume up here. So, and it's early. It's still early in the day for reversals. So I'm not confident yet that it's ready to drop, and I think it might actually go a little higher. It's looking strong right now,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
at the moment. So
Great question. Here, Sansui Entertainment is asking me, do I consider the VWAP value according to the pre-market or regular level? I don't know. What do you mean according to the pre-market or regular? I'm not sure what that is. You know what that means, Peter?
maybe we're using pre-market values. So
Oh, we are using
you,
pre-market
you
values in our
could
VWAP? Let me go check.
look, I do because, and we talked about this before. So
Yeah.
they've now created the VWAP that you can use, that you can like sort of calculate to add it in or exclude it, or and the VWAP was supposed to be, was originally designed just as a singular intraday
Mm-hmm.
measure. It wasn't meant to be used over multiple days, and it wasn't meant to be used,
Right.
sort of in all these different, like with anchored VWAPs and all sorts of different things. Anyways, but you can. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means you'd be looking at it differently than the traditional big money traders on Wall Street. So, my opinion
Yeah.
is use it the way the big money traders, because that'll give you the natural view. And yes, that does actually include pre-market. The big asterisk on that is if you look at the volume on any single chart, it's volume weighted average price, right? The volume is so low pre-market that the second the market opens, that first candle basically wipes out all the value of the pre-market. So it doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
matter if you use pre-market or not. The net difference in the level is usually negligible. Usually. Every once in a while, it can have an impact if you have a lot of pre-market volume, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
in my
How,
opinion.
how do I know how I have it set up, right? This is what I did when I set up Dash Trader Pro. I installed it, downloaded it. I
Yeah.
took whatever Andrew gave me back in 2017 when I was starting as a new member in the chat, brand new, wet behind the ears, and I haven't
Yeah.
changed a thing. I haven't added a thing. I haven't taken off a thing. So let's go check. How do I do that? Do I go to price
Yeah, just
config
so
area?
right click on your chart, go to
Mm-hmm.
study.
Okay.
What is it?
Study
Go to
config.
study config. Yeah, select the VWAP, and
Uh-huh.
then click on the button that says config.
Okay.
You're not doing it on the screen that we can see, are you?
I am.
Anyways,
I am doing
uh,
it on the screen.
oh,
Yeah, it's on the
oh,
screen.
why am I not seeing it? Oh, there it
You
is.
probably,
Okay,
if you're on
so
YouTube, you're
there,
probably behind.
right. So see how you got that box checked that says calculate VWAP for pre and post market hours. So when you set it up, Carlos, that box didn't exist. If you set it up
Got it.
like
Mm-hmm.
the years ago when you said. So that's a recent addition, or a couple of years ago. And it's automatically checked unless you choose to uncheck it. So you do include the pre and post market. Like I said, for the most part, like if you're trading something like Tesla, I mean, just
Right.
look at the volume pre-market compared to what happens when the market
Yeah.
open. It's not going to have that material impact. Yeah, it'll move it a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
not enough. And by the time you're 30 minutes into the market, your VWAP will be the exact same, whether it's pre-market or not. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so I haven't changed anything. I haven't added. And I always get the question, why don't you add camera pivots points? Why don't you add this and that and the R? I mean, hey, listen, man, that's all great. This is working for me. I'm not gonna fix something that's not broken. Yeah,
we've got
that's what it is.
we're over 305 on Tesla, Carlos. I don't
Yeah, I'm
know what
seeing
you want to
that.
do
No,
here,
yeah.
but
I'm seeing that, and I want to see if we can get some continuation. I will take another partial up here. This is wild. I don't think I have ever been in such a big move on Tesla. Actually, no, we did not so long ago. Either Tesla or Nvidia, but this is incredible. Let's see if we can get the push through to 306. I'm just getting ready for a partial here. Oh man, that's just beautiful. I'm just gonna take one right here. Let's not be greedy. We don't need 306. 305.50 is just as good. Wow. Wow, what a day. What a day. So awesome, friends. Awesome, awesome. Ryan, happy Canada Day to you as well, my friend. Yes, happy Canada Day. You can see Peter is in full Canada gear mode. He's got
You
the
bet.
flag up in the back.
well, I had to
You
take
know?
my hat off because I had to put my
There you go.
my
Got his
headphones
hat
on. But
on.
there you go. We sort of got the hat going.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We are in full Canada gear today. Awesome.
Yeah.
I forgot to wear. I do have a The pillow rest I bought in Vancouver when I went to Canada for the first time. I have the pillow
Oh
thing.
yeah.
So I got that somewhere. I'll pull it up. Yeah, yeah.
Guess I could
Canada,
still put the
Canada.
head on underneath.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
No reason. My head gets hot though. I don't know how you people with hair do it. It's, it's hot having hair.
Yeah. Is it hotter with hair or without hair? Maybe because I wear a hat all the time.
Well, I
Doesn't
mean,
feel
I'm just not used to it. So, I mean, I
okay.
used to have hair, but not having hair for all these years, whenever I put something on my head, I'm like, it's so hot all the time.
Right. You said that fresh breeze, just
Yeah.
blowing over. Yeah, I get it. 100%.
Now the downside
100%.
is that every time I hit my head, I've got no cushioning. So like
Mm,
the skin on your scalp is very thin and it bleeds like a son of a
yeah,
gun. So
yeah. I
anyways,
can see that.
I'm always smacking my head and bleeding everywhere. My wife's like, "What did you hit your head on now?" I'm like, "I don't even know. I don't remember." Anyways, Nvidia is finally going down here, low of day. Nvidia's just been chopping sideways. We're getting a little bit of a drop now. A little bit.
Umberto's asking if you have
Tesla.
a Canada Speedo on too. I don't know. I'll let you and Peter discuss
Well,
that separately.
oh well.
Don't answer that, Peter. Don't
That's
answer that. I'm gonna
that's
mute
for
you.
me to know.
I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
good.
That's
Uh, you didn't finish that. That's for me to know and for Umberto to
well,
find
well,
out. You didn't finish it.
no, well, that's I didn't.
There
I'm
we go. There we go.
see
Andrew in the
what
building, friends. Let me start connecting because he should be connecting soon here. So let me be ready. I gotta log in.
drop
Speaking
on
of, have you guys seen the
Nvidia.
new videos? The new videos from Andrew are really good. The quality, I love quality stuff, man. And the videos that he's making now, you could tell there's some time and work. Like I done video editing. There's some time and work being put into that. That takes a lot of effort on whoever's doing that. So make sure to
Mm.
support that because those videos look great. They really look good, and it makes a difference when you have the effects coming in, and that's not easy to do. People say, "Ah, that's easy to do." Yeah, right. You try it. I done it. It's a lot of work. We
You
it's a
try.
lot of work. Oh, it's a lot of work, man. People don't. I got such an appreciation for people like I don't know they have a team, but these YouTube channels that do this quality work, especially if
Right.
they're not big enough to have like a whole team. You gotta appreciate the work they're doing, man. That's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not. So, but you don't know how difficult something is until you actually try it. So, but the videos are looking really good. Those recaps he's doing. So make sure you go in there and show support, guys. It's really nice. Hit that thumbs up, comment, and the quality of the information obviously is awesome. So, all right, I'm gonna be just ready to go here.
The LTR has been just going down all morning here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What a drop on PLTR.
Yep. PLTR. Oh man. Ooh, baby. PLTR. You guys take PLTR short today?
Yeah,
PLTR short. Wow.
I completely missed that.
And I know it was weak because we looked at it earlier, but we already in a couple other trades, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't join that one. But man, PLTR kept on going. Kept on going. PLTR. Um, all right, let's see
Oh, wow.
who's leading the board today. The new board of YouTube. YouTube just came out. This is why the names were messed up because I guess they were working on this thing. So
I
now
guess.
they got this top fans, which I don't like to call our members fans. That sounds such like a groupie type thing. Fans? No, we're not fans. What are we? Movie stars? No, we're community members. Fans is there was someone that used to come on live and he used to call our members fans. I'm like, don't call them that. They're not fans. You know, it's no, it's not a thing.
I mean, because it is short for fanatics. So
Yeah. I guess. It
we
sounds,
we we use the
yeah,
term all the time, but I mean that's really
top.
where it came from.
I
Yeah.
guess that's true. Top fans. So what are we on? OnlyFans? This is no top members. Members. What is this? But look at this. Rogelio's leading the way. So now they did this new thing called XP, and I know why they did it. It's more to be able to get people to engage, right? So YouTube likes engagement. So now you got like a ranking system here. Where am I today? I'm falling behind as far
Yeah.
as the chat.
I'm only
I'm
at
really falling
75
behind.
myself.
Yeah, where am I? I'm not even in the list.
I'm you're number 39. It says right at the
Rogelio.
bottom. See?
Oh, right there. Oh, it's us. Okay, got you. I'm here.
Yeah.
All right, we got a good group.
So
yeah,
I
guys.
also have 75 points, but I'm 50 plus. I'm like way down on the list. I don't.
Yeah.
You're outranking me. I
That's
don't. They
right.
only rank the first 50, so I've fallen off the bottom of the list apparently.
Oh man, let me see if this is gonna work. All right, so wow, PLTR friends, what a drop, what a drop, what a
I see that you're asking about Logan. You're asking about Das. Yeah, it seems to be okay. I didn't type your name. But it looks okay, anyways. Sorted CRCL at 180. I see. Taking this move lower. Yeah, CRCL's on a run right now. All the way up, all the way down. CRCL is good for movement. If you don't mind stock with a big spread.
Can you see my screen on live on the chat room? I'm trying to share it, but it's not coming up. Can you see it?
Let's see. Clicking on it, it's not coming up. I just see, yeah. No, I don't.
All right, something's broken. All right, let me try to do it again. I think when I got kicked out, it might have messed things up a little bit here. Let me try to do it again. All right. Yeah, so Trade Canada, that's what it is. The more you contribute in chat, the higher your XP is going to be, right? So it's just, you know, YouTube, that's good marketing. That's great marketing. See, here's a company that knows that people like points and that they like to, you know, get you to engage more. People love points. This is why games like with levels like Mario and this and that, they do very well. They're very addicting because people love points. So it works. Wow.
Umberto, I like the meta fell because you were long. Well, you know, I hate to tell you, it probably wasn't you. Unless you were, well, no, actually, even if you did trade millions of shares, then you would have pushed it higher by your order alone. So it does feel personal sometimes though, doesn't it? Like sometimes, you know, like you just get in, you're like, how come every single time I take a trade, the stock does the absolute opposite thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Santi is saying that Das is having a problem with the Schwab API. So if you guys are using Schwab as a broker, you could be having some problems there. So be aware of that. Thank you for that information.
Okay.
So that's good to know.
Good. That is good to know. All right, I got it working now. So we're ready for when Andrew comes over. And Brian. All right. What did Hood end up doing? I bailed on it. They come back.
Sean is saying that Umberto is hiding out here as Elon. Well, Elon, then welcome. Welcome to the group. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, maybe he can pay for the Tesla we're giving away when we get to 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, maybe he could. Yeah, he could contribute. Jump right in there. We'd love that. That'd be great.
Drive to 1 million followers, and we'll be
Who doesn't?
giving away a Tesla. Which we got to rethink now because Tesla has become a little bit political. So someone that might
Yeah.
be sitting too far on one side might not want one of these. But I don't know. We don't want them getting in trouble wherever they live. So we'll see. Hopefully that dies down by the time we get there. They can always sell it. Yeah, I guess they can. That'd be the fun in that, right? You want to drive around something. Hey, I got this free, right? That's the fun part. If you win something, you want to actually use it, I would think.
Right.
The catch is it has to have a 3-foot BBT logo on both sides. So just letting you know. It's bbt.com on the car you get. It's gonna be wrapped in BBT logo. Free promotion. POTR Tesla did lose the 20 now on the moving average, but man, we have such a good entry that I don't know we need to react right away. But it did lose the 20. It's getting a little bit flat now. Peter, are you setting up for a possible reversal here at all?
Yeah. I'm number 7. I moved myself up the
Where?
list.
Did you pay? You
No,
paid.
I didn't. No,
So
I
you
found
could-
that if you
Yeah.
chat and you tag people, you get more experience points here, and you move up the list faster. So
Oh, you sneaky you.
yeah.
All right. How about how can I move to the top of the list? See, there's a way to cheat here. This guy.
See? I just trying to, and then I'm typing like random stuff. Just to get, more points.
How about if I do this? How much is this?
Ben is saying, don't give away all the secrets.
Oh, so yeah, Rogelio and Ben already knew this. Let's see. Can I cheat here?
Anyways.
I'm gonna try.
See,
to
now
cheat.
everybody knows how to compete. I love it.
Let's see.
All right. I'll leave it for you guys. I don't need any top prize. Not that you actually win anything from it. It's one of those
there we
other
go.
things, just waste your time.
Take that, huh? You like that? Like them apples? Look at that. Try to beat that. 575. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of message you have to send to be able to get that sent over.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yes.
You just
575.
You just threw $10 for the
Listen,
prestige
man.
of doing
Sometimes
that. All right.
you have to do what you have to do, my friend. There you go. 575.
Where
Who's
does
the
that money
boss?
go to? What did
I have
you
no
just
idea.
do?
Probably to you, because you get money for the likes. I'm helping you out here. Where does that money go to?
I have no idea.
Peter's laughing to the bank with my $10. There we go. Look at that. See, this is good. This is good. Like, if you go to these gaming channels where it's like 10,000 people watching, this just gets them to donate more because people like to see their name up here, right? Look at this. Number 1, I'm the king. And people like that stuff. I mean, I could care less. I just did it to see what happens. But, yeah, people love this stuff, man. They really, really do. And it's good. It's fun. It's engaging. It's fun. Great marketing by YouTube. I like to see companies do stuff like this. Pretty good. Excellent. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Tesla's pulling down here, so I'm going to take everything out. We had a beautiful, amazing run. And I don't have much left already. I partial the heck out of this thing. And it looks very toppy now, so I'm all out of it. Again, it's just a beautiful trade. Went short, made a little bit on it, got all out here, and then I'm not showing you the right screen. Here it is. So we did a short play, partial, got all out. Set up lovely above the VWAP. We took it long for the breakout, and man, what a great continuation. Like, this entry would have been good no matter what. It's a great entry. That's what you got to be put your focus on. You never know what's going to happen after. Thankfully, the stock played very well, give us a beautiful continuation. And this is the easy part, right? The hard part is getting a good entry. You don't have control what the stock is going to do next. When the stock today traded very, very well. So that is awesome. That is awesome. And then we had Hood. Same thing here. We focus on the entry and how he played it. Beautiful entry here. Again, you don't know what's going to happen. This could have went back down to the view up and broken down and got stopped out. But again, the stock behaved lovely, went to the high of the day, and then gave us a bit more. Little impatient here on getting out. Could have been because I was in 2 trades at the same time, so it's kind of like you're moving. I was moving, like you said, Peter, faster than the stock was needing for me to move. It could have been a little bit slower,
Right.
not look at it minute by minute, reacted to it, and got out. Didn't miss out on much though, but actually no, it's $1. It's $1, so that's not a. And I still had decent amount of shares on the hood, so yeah, this could have been played much better. And then the first play was on Apple. We went short for the 5-minute RV breakdown. Didn't work. We got out. And again, I always look at these things like always get out. Don't think it's gonna come back because it might not need to. And look, it doesn't. It takes off. So, pretty cool stuff. Why did I get in on that point? On which one, Sarah? Which one? Wow, Tesla coming down, Peter. Are you sure? I would love to see you short on this thing. No? Oh.
No, I mean, look, and Mad Props called it out in YouTube there and asked, and I said it looks good, but it's just not. It didn't have quite the maturity of setup that I look for. So
Yeah. Tesla and hood. Oh, this is our strategy. So on Tesla, it's the VI breakout. Here's the breakout. Let me zoom in a little bit. We'll try to do as quick as I am. Just going to be shooting up here in a second. This is our breakout. Here's the pullback, right? Here's the confirmation candle. Now, I missed this. I would have been in here, but I missed it because I was trading hood, right? And I'll show you hood in a second. And this is my entry. But it still kept consolidating, so I took the next opportunity for the breakout of this consolidation, right? But I would have been in here, and my stop would have been below VWAP. Would have survived all of this, hopefully, and would have still gotten this trade. On hood, same exact thing, right? The breakout above the VWAP. Here's the pullback. Actually, the pullback was kind of here. This candle went green. We got long in for the breakout of the VWAP, right? Took a bit to get going, but then eventually it did continue higher. So both VWAP breakout strategies, just different entries here.
whoa,
Yeah.
what's with the static?
I don't hear it. With me?
What's happening?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, hold on.
You guys got static?
It's
on your end?
No, it's Andrew in the chat room. He's just spewing static.
I don't hear anything. All right, he's ready
That was
to
weird.
come on, so we're gonna get
That was
this
weird.
over.
Man, I should have gone short on Tesla. Mad Props, did you
Yeah.
do it? You called it. You asked me about it. You got a $3-4 move now.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
you're taking advantage of this.
absolutely. All right, guys, I see Brian. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
How are
Good morning,
you, my
guys. Can you
friend?
guys hear me?
We could hear you on you. Me and Peter could hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened in the chat room. Apparently, I got the noise, white noise or something like that.
Yeah, like total static. It was very weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, friends over on YouTube, we'll leave you with Andrew and Brian. Have a great rest of the trading morning. Remember, 11 later after Andrew, we do have Thor coming on, so stick around for that. Take care, guys.
Awesome,
Have a
guys.
great
that
day,
was-
everybody.
Thank you. I don't know, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh shit! Is it my microphone? Hello, hello.
I don't hear. You sound fine.
You
Andrew.
sound okay.
You sound okay,
fine
yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let me share my screen as well. I do apologize for that. I think the Iranian government is hacking on my computer. All right.
We are watching
So,
you.
how was your trading, guys? I had a really good trading day on Tesla. Very amazing trading day.
Yeah, we had a
So
great day after yesterday's
we
madness. So today was
having a setting at $25,000 profit. I had a loss on Tesla on short, and then flipped the position to the long side. And the lesson today was, and we discussed that in the chat room, that not having a bias. Like I was biased about Tesla short because again, Elon Musk went crazy, and the president tweeted that you're going to go back to South Africa if you if you don't stop talking. And I was, damn, Tesla's going to be destroyed. But price action is the one that tells you everything. So what do I mean by price action? This is what I mean. Like in the 5-minute chart, when you go here and you have such a huge bullish engulfing. This is an engulfing pattern that I'll talk about in my new book as well. This is a very powerful bullish pattern. So you go long on this. That's it doesn't matter if the news is really bad. It's just this pattern is extremely bullish. At least you don't want to stay short in there. That's one thing, one way of saying it. And yeah, so that was great trading for me. Apple, we did eventually broke out, but as long, I had the one loss on it, but I let it go after I took a really nice trade on Tesla.
Yeah, and I got in early on the short on Tesla, so I really got a nice opening trade. But I did miss the reversal completely. I did trade SPY when we started to break out right around it was right around 944, 945. Got that nice move right up to almost to PDC, just using call options.
Now, happy Canada Day, guys, to all the Canadians as well in YouTube.
Happy Canada Day.
I love Canada, honestly. I think Canada is a great country. It gave me a new life. It gave my family a new life. Sorry. It gave my family a new life, really, coming from Iran and supporting me. And really, I'm very grateful for Canada. I wish he wasn't taxing me that high, but it is what it is. It's okay. No, I love paying taxes, honestly, to Canada, and I think it's a great country to live. So I'm really grateful for Canada for the generosity.
Yeah, Tesla gave you a couple of indications, and I kept mentioning it as it was selling off. I kept saying there was definitely, just looking at the price action, there was definitely a buyer around 295, and they weren't going to let it drop much more. You could just see the price action, and they did hold that sort of 295, 294 level, let it slip down a little bit below it, and bring in some more shorts before they started to move it back up. So if you missed the bottom, the other indicator was breaking through the VWAP, and Andrew mentioned that. Once it got above the VWAP and held above the VWAP, that was another good indication that another good area to get long. The markets have really sold off here.
Yeah. Market is selling off. That's great. Guys, remember that, guys. This Thursday, we are having a half a day of trading. Market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And Brian and I will be actually in NASDAQ. We are going to ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. So, if you had a bad day on NASDAQ, it might be your fault.
Is it time to go long Nvidia? I would say I don't see any bottoming action yet. I mean, let's look at can look at some levels here. There's still a lot of orders to the downside on PLTR. So again, I don't see any reason to go long PLTR, except for maybe if you want to try to catch a bounce.
US 10-year trader Andy is asking a question, Brian. 10-year treasury, do you think it's topping? I think it's topping with the rates coming down, which is pretty certain. I think that 30-year treasuries, 20 years are going up. 10-year might be kind of topping. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, you're talking about the rate, or are you talking about the price of the treasury?
Uh, the
The,
price of treasuries.
the so if the prices are getting higher, the yields are dropping. So yeah, I haven't looked at. I should look at TLT.
All right, I'm gonna get out of actually my remaining position on Tesla, guys. I'm flat on that front. Market
I
is
don't see.
slowly going down. Brian, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, on Nvidia, maybe 152.50 might be an area where we might see some support.
The LTR also doesn't show any support. It's breaking down. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad I didn't get
PLTR
any
is
trading.
just it's like if the selling is relentless. And the SPY and the Qs are continuing to sell off here.
All right. So, any question, guys, on YouTube and chat room?
Big order for 128. There's a big order of liquidity, 128 on PLTR.
Yeah, 128 PLTR. Yeah, I'm glad actually I was taking a shower because I would have been probably tempted to trade PLTR. I'm glad I didn't. Um, yeah, this one is really tanking. Yeah, I think the next level, maybe the moving average, 126 around that area, but it's really, really setting off. Which is kind of this kind of sell-off is, I mean, it's okay because market is really overextended, extended overbought in
Yeah.
short term. So Nicholas Caron is asking a question about, it's a good question. How long did it take to you become consistently profitable trader? I think for me, it took about a year. So like when I started trading in 2013, early 14, I published my first version of my book in 2000, toward the end of 2015. So I wasn't really amazing trader in that time. And the first version of the book was super small and, was like a booklet. I wrote it just because I thought that I get it and let's write something about it, but I wasn't really a trader. The reason that my book got become a bestseller was because there was nothing like that. That's teach you systematically how to tackle day trading, because the field of day trading was new for retail traders. It really started around 2013, 14. I got the good hang of it about a year, but you teaching learning how to trade is pretty easy. We're doing it in the community, and I do see that in the funded account that people have. Everybody really knows how to trade. What is very difficult is to keep the money and not to do those bad Hulk days or tilt days or over leverage positions that really wipe out months of profit or years of profit. In my case, like in 2020, like in the Liberation Day, like almost 1 year of profit wiped out. I went back to where I was in early 2024. So the question that how long does it take for you with the education that is available now, including our community? We are not the only one that have really good education, but we have one of the best educations. With this knowledge that is available to you now, you can learn trading in 6 months, and you can be consistent in 6 months. But can you stay consistent after 6 months? It really goes up to you and how determined you are. You can do a liposuction surgery, put some six packs, everything, that's amazing, but can you stay fit? That's the question. Are you going to go for a run? Are you going to watch the diet? So that's exactly like that. Now, the liposuction, they do liposuction, they take your own fat, they inject it to muscles, so they give you all these definitions and everything. After 2 or 3 weeks, recovery perfect. Now you have to maintain it. I've done liposuction twice in my life because I was pretty choppy. And now I'm trying to maintain it, same as trading. How to stay consistent? Sticking to trade book. Trade only when you have trade book. You have to be bored in this business. You have to really be watching and laughing most of the time. And I'm the bad example of a trader because I kind of overtrade all the time. But you know, a lot of people in the community, they're here to, you know, watch, listen, and they wait for their setup. And it doesn't bother me if you mute the chat room at all. Like a lot of people come into the chat room, they mute it. A lot of people leave the chat room because distraction. You know, that's also really nice. Dr. Brett Steenbarger posted something yesterday. It was really nice that the enemy of perfection is not emotion, but it's distraction. He said that in the context of trading, obviously. So when you're getting distracted, you can't be, you know, I reposted that in my Twitter. So if you go into my X, you'll see that. So the enemy that I love that the enemy of the perfection and mastery in trading is not the emotion, is the distraction.
I think the other thing too is that, you know, how to become consistent as learning to trade is a can be a personal thing too. I mean, Peter just mentioned in the chat it took him 4 years. Andrew said it took him a year. So it's a personal thing, and the way you can tell is by is just using the simulator and trading every day with the simulator, developing your trade book, trading plan, and when you feel you're consistent, then that's telling you that it's time to try it with real money, and the game changes when you start playing with real money. So you start small. You know, don't go all in first day you go live. Go quarter size that you normally take, and just see how it feels. But you know that just doing the simulator will tell you when you're ready. And don't burn up a lot of good money of your hard-earned money. And if the simulator's not telling you you're ready.
Yeah, go through the funded account that we have. I think the funded account is a perfect test of your skills. And if you can't pass our funded account once or twice, then don't bother even opening up an account. Opening an account, depositing an account, and then you're tempted to just don't have it. Like people who want to lose weight, the best thing is then not have the food in the fridge. So just not having it is a really, really good starting point for you.
Sale of gaming and digital business and announcing $1.1 billion capital return to shareholders. That's India Golf and Tango, IGT.
NVIDIA is down at the level. PLTR is PLTR bounce back.
The LTR is starting to come back up.
IGT announcing $1.1 billion capital return to shareholders comprised of $3 per share with special cash dividend and $500 million share buyback. That's IGT.
So Sandy Entertainment is asking what VWAP you should use. I use including pre and post market. But what you can do is what Paris does, that comes in the chat room in 5 minutes. He has both of them in his chart. You can have one indicator pre-post, with one of them without. So some Classy is asking questions. Yeah, we do have the support. So when you're signing up to our community or education, we do have classes, onboarding, webinars, but there's a lot of also self-learn. It's very important when you're signing up. There's a lot of self-learning, especially about your platform. Either you're using DAS or Trading Terminal. There's a lot of self-learn and what the studies are. Pretty easy. And then if you really want to, somebody holds your hand, bootcamp is the way to go. But for the very new people, maybe you want to 3 months to figure out this thing, learn the process and watch us a little bit. And then that's the point that maybe you want to really go into a bootcamp because it's a bigger investment.
PLTR is setting up for a possible 920.
Who?
PLTR.
Apple? Veto? Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential on retail trading. Like, my life is just a perfect example for those of you who are really following me. There's a lot of potential and it's going to get any better. There's a reason that Robinhood is making all-time high right now. Just the retail trading is something I think everybody in the world has to become a trader. Like, it's becoming understanding how financial market works and understanding how to be exposed to financial market is a necessity these days. It's like knowing language or know how to use computer. Like, there is no one in the planet that does not have some sort of an exposure into the financial market, either through crypto or stocks or portfolio or something like that. And it's gonna will stay like this forever. It's not that something that, after pandemic, that pop come out, I was kind of thinking, oh, it's over. But no, I mean, that genie is out of the lamp. So I think you have to learn it. Even if you don't want to trade like the way that we do, you need to have some exposure of the knowledge, education, and tools for trading, because that's the way to go for the rest of your life. So somebody in the YouTube, it says that why Tesla F'd me today. I was short and it pumped. I mean, that was the whole discussion that we had in the chat room, because you had the bias. The bias is extremely important. Not having a bias is very, very important, because I was short as well, but you have to know that price action is always the most important one.
Wow, interesting day today. Market's really sold off.
Yeah, very interesting day today.
But, like you said, they were pretty extended.
So the
Try
new
one
book
more
is going to be
short on
published. It
PLTR.
would be probably a little bit more expensive because it's bigger, and I want to print it in color, possibly. So Amazon, when you print it in color, would be a little bit more expensive. The cost of printing, I don't make money out of the book that much, so it would be a little bit more expensive. Because it's gonna be in color, because there's a lot of charts on that. There's a lot of charts in there, a lot of explanation on the charts. It's nice to have the color. So it might be in the range of $40, but it's the best handbook you can ever have in
Okay,
trading, in my opinion.
I'm covering some PLTR here.
Shorting PLTR,
Yeah, 920.
920. It's 920 short. NVIDIA did hit a very important
Meta's
level of
going a bit.
153. Uh,
See if see if PLTR holds at the 9 EMA now, or if we drop below it. So 920 trade is basically you take a trending stock, like PLTR has been an amazing trending stock here to the downside. You wait for it to break above the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, and then when the price gets up to the 20, go short. And then I take profits back when we're back at the 9, which is where we are now. And now I'm seeing if we're going to go to back down to low of day here on the rest. Here we go. Down on the Kramer effect.
So understanding price action, somebody's asking about understanding the price action. I think Paris has really good material, understanding price action. He has a course as well. He has also a mentorship group in there. But the most important part is just watching and observing the price action and, see that. Price action trading is really big for Forex traders because Forex is all price action. But the problem with the Forex is if you go to YouTube, there's a lot of price action material education on Forex. But the problem with the Forex is the higher time frame. You know, anything less than 8 hours or 4 hours chart in Forex is noise. So the Forex traders always look at the higher time frame. They should be looking at the higher time frame. So some of the materials that you learn on price action on Forex is really relevant to day traders. And the Forex traders don't have the order flow and level 2 the way that we have. So those are part of the price action. I think Paris course would be probably one of the best to understanding. I think Eamon also writes a book, is writing a book about order flow trading. Price action trading. Yes, is asking why don't we trade Nasdaq futures? We do. Thor does trade micro futures.
Yeah.
I like individual stocks, really nice, because the volatility in them and the opening volatility that they have is really nice. Futures can run up and down anytime, so it's a little bit different style of trading, and I'm not really attracted to really go deep into them. But I am going to learn. I'm probably going to create some modules and stuff in there. Yeah, Olivier, I think a lot of price action is, I think the watch webinars by Paris, there's a lot of really nice good price action material in there. And part of it is just coming and watching the chat room and absorbing the material. So we create a lot of material, a lot of, content of educational video in a week, and you have to consume them fast. You can't consume them somebody just asked, why don't you just put the recording of all of the chat room in there? Like that's another 2 hours, 3 hours in period. It doesn't need to. Like I am proud of our community education material to be short. There's no pride in saying, hey, I have a community and education of 100,000 hours of video. Who watches 100,000 hours of video? It's to be short. You have to consume it very regularly. Otherwise, having another tab, all the chat rooms, it doesn't. Well, you go replay, trading terminal replay is there. You can actually see the, price action, real time and everything. We're going to add all the hotkeys in real-time simulator replay, including the Kyle's the fixed risk, partials based on buying power and everything, because the funded account is going to go through trading simulator as well, trading terminal simulator. So you can actually repeat it if you blow up. But right now, a lot of people are making mistakes and blow up, and then that's expensive to do it again. But trading terminal simulator, it would be probably good for 99% of the people.
All right. Well, it's 8 o'clock.
So Jace is asking.
I'm going to jump off here.
Brian. Yeah, me too
I
as
was
well,
gonna
guys.
say
Happy
it's 8
Canada
o'clock,
Day.
I'll
Thank you
jump
so
off
much, guys. It was a pretty solid day. And handing it over to Thor for YouTube, guys, and Paris
Yeah.
in the chat room.
Yeah. And we'll be in New York tomorrow in the evening and Thursday for the closing bell. NASDAQ. Looking forward to that. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Good to see everybody. Hopefully y'all are all coming in. Great to see everyone. I had a great trading day today, which I want to talk to you about. It was a little frustrating at the beginning, but we'll get into that. But sorry I missed you all yesterday. I was flying back in from spending time with some loved ones, and I missed my flight. Dang it. So I ended up rescheduling, but I didn't fly in until yesterday. So unfortunately, we had our man Paris cover for me, which I really, really appreciate. But good to see everybody out there. So first things first, how many of you people know somebody that was born in Japan? Raise your hand if you know somebody that was born in Japan. This is totally a trick question, by the way, because all of you know somebody who was born in Japan, right? I was. right? I was born in Japan. So now for anybody who knows someone who's born in Japan, let's say they were born around midnight in Japan on the 2nd of July, which would be their birthday. What would that make today in the United States of America? It would make it their birthday. That's right. So my birthday is technically July the 2nd. So if you look at my birth certificate, it says July the 2nd, but in Japan, where I was born, it is now July 2nd as of 11 a.m. So it is technically my unbirthday today. So for any of you who watch Alice in Wonderland, today is what you would call my unbirthday. So hey, good to see you, bud. I was born in Tachikawa. I was a military brat. So I was actually born in Japan. So today is my unbirthday, and because it is my, so tomorrow will technically be my birthday in the States, kind of. That's when I celebrate it. I also, little inside baseball, celebrate my birthday on the 2nd because my grandfather's birthday is July 1st. So I was actually born on my grandfather's birthday, even though my birthday is one day behind my grandfather's birthday. And welcome to time zones, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to time zones. But isn't that kind of a fun thing? So it is actually my unbirthday today. So thank you everybody for the wishes. The only thing I ask for my unbirthday is that you like and subscribe to the Bear Bull Traders community. And that you stay active and hang around. It's a lot of fun to do that. This morning, I was hanging out with the fine people of Peak Capital Trading, having an absolute blast. And I had into the trades, I had a little bit of a frustrating experience. So we started off with AMD, and AMD for me was a clean sell. The VPA at the open responded, and it looked like we were gonna sell. I really liked it. My first entry at this break under S4, my stop was way too wide, or at least I thought it was going to be way too wide. So I decided that I wanted to reposition it. So I went ahead and cut it for a very small winner and then let it wick and then re-entered and put my stop just above S4. This gave me the order book very bearish at the open. This gave me a much better RVR, and it, look, waterfalled right after I got in. So I was feeling very good about this entry. And then, of course, AMD came up and took me out. So now I chose to trade equities today over market futures because we had PMI and JOLTS today, and we were opening in kind of a weird range for me, higher narrow ranges, and we were opening near just above S4. So for me, this is not a great area to interact with the market. So today I decided to play equities instead of futures because I knew futures were going to be to do that. To watch me in Peak Capital, I trade Peak Capital every Monday and Tuesday. I'm live in Peak Capital, sharing my trades, going through my process every single Monday and Tuesday. All you have to do is be a part of the Peak Capital Bootcamp. Right. So I'll have my man Carlos here sign a link. I do believe they've already started up signups for the next one. We're in our last month of this current boot camp. And then there's a month off. Right. And then we start our next boot camp. So and I trade as of right now. The intention for next time, I believe, is for me to trade 2 days a week live in Peak Capital as well. So every single morning, if you want to go through like from 9:15 in the morning and get ready with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then trade live with me up until 10:30 in the morning, Peak Capital is the place to come, right? So come by and hang out, right? So, but I'll have Carlos share a link in here for that in a little bit for maybe the next sign up. So we squeezed out, and I was very much locked into this short. So I went ahead and got short one more time. I was only down an R, mind you. And then I ended up hitting a full target on that one. Mwah! Still going, right? Now, while I was in on this one, there's the link for everybody. Now, while we were in on this one, you can notice that Amazon gave me a call, right? So this is my my pivot indicator that I have through TradingView. Good news for everyone who doesn't have TradingView. I actually have a meeting with Andrew today, and we're going to be working on getting this pivoting system and calls into the trading terminal and into the simulator and all the other material that's in there. So we actually have a meeting today to get this into there. So for everyone who's not using TradingView and isn't getting to utilize these, these indicators, hold tight. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get all the development done on it, but we are working on getting the stuff into that indicator for you. So thumbs up on all of that, right? So we're gonna do it for you. So I got my Amazon call, right? And let me pull up Amazon here. I got my Amazon call here at R3 to S3 Traverse. So I went ahead, and once we made this, we made this little, look at this. We had this beautiful high volume. We then squeezed away. Look at the VPA anomaly on this squeeze, people. This is where volume really exposes the market. Tell me here, which candle, do you see a massive VPA anomaly on? Anna Cooling, I think, would be very proud of this read. In TradingView, Tom, all you got to do is download Camarilla Pivot Plays by Bruz and select Thor mode. And it will, in the options preset, and it'll hook you in. You see it, right? The candle. Robert, you got it. You got it, right? This one right here. Now, why is that candle, VPA readers? Why is that candle a problem? Isn't that a bullish engulfing? The volume. That's right. Look at the volume. Look now, what's wrong with this candle? Isn't that a bullish engulfing? You see the difference between the two? This candle here, which is a very small candle, has a lot of volume. And this candle, which is a really big candle, has not very much volume at all. Right? Now we have this candle here at the top, right near R3. What's wrong with that candle? What's wrong with this candle? This buy candle right here before I got in. What's wrong? That's right. Brilliant. Brilliant, right? Small candle with big volume. That's our stopping volume we're always looking for, right? So we had our client, Mike, this is our big stuff here. So we've got our big move up where we gave up too much price. We then tried to push with volume and it was absorbed. And the response to that was selling right off of our level, right? So I went short there through my stop just above 4-to-1 target. Boom, done, right? Look at that. So we ended up down 1R on AMD after after the first two tries of repositioning and intentional repositioning and then a full stop, right? Then I hit a target on AMD and then a full target on Amazon. So we close out the day 7R today, positive, and I'm risking $200 per trade, right? So even with one loss, still end up the day quite nice, right? So, and this is a great thing. And now the market is really moving in our direction. Now, for me, I just like going for profit targets because that always does me better. But the expectation on the market right now is for a continued sell. So for those of you talking about reversals, no reversal today. Today is a correction, right? We have a narrower range, right? And we have swept the top side first, and we are now selling with volume towards the downside. The expectation after breaking the IB low at 1030 is to close low. Any reversals should be scalp only, right? It's important to differentiate the difference between scalping and day trading. Right now, I don't mean day trading as in you make money day trading. Andrew's book, How to Day Trade for a Living. Yes, day trading. But I'm talking about the technical, right? There's a difference between scalping, day trading, swing trading, and long-term investing, right? Those are different things, right? Scalping is about getting a very small profit within a very small distance of the ATR of a stock, right? When we're going for day trades, we're trying to run 60 to 70 to even 80% of the full ATR. So people think of day trading as intraday, but it's not. That's day trading. Everything else is scalping, right? So it's important not to get confused. When Brian buys the 920 as a pullback, that's a scalp, right? As soon as PLTR started to make new highs, did you see how fast Brian got out? right? That's because but it's very important that you don't try and turn scalps into day trades or turn day trades into scalps. They're very, very different methodologies, right? So when you're a day trader, especially a range trader, right, stopping out, it's a completely different, can here on how we do it, right? So today is a counter trending breakdown, Dalton, on ES, right? And I had a very strong feeling that's what we were going to do today, which is why I didn't play it. We opened above S4, but not above S3, and we swept the sell side CP, and then we went out the bottom end. Now I don't have a play for this, but it does happen. The play will likely be tomorrow. We'll look for a reoffer and then sell tomorrow. But today, because of the narrow range and the opening position, I specifically chose not to trade market futures today because it was sloppy. That combined with Powell talking at 9:30 and then PMI and jolts, it was just too much today. That, on top of that, it's the July 4th weekend. Futures generically trade like crap around this time of the year, right? So there's just too much in the market for me right now. So which is why today I spun up DOS and got my equity trade on. You know what I mean? Because I really wanted to, that's average true range, Nicholas. That's why I decided to go with the equities instead of the market futures today. Uh, 14. Oh, wait, sorry, Nicholas. My apologies. It's 1. So let me show you how it's configured. It's the study is the average true range and just set it to a period of 1. I'm literally just comparing it to the previous candle, right? Because I just want to see if there's a deviation in movement between the prior candles. So I call this my anomaly hunter, right? So anytime you get a big, like, you get a big move, I start looking at, the deviation there. So let's keep an eye on the SPY though, because look at this thing going. So we will find some buying here at S4, but I'm telling you, if we bounce here, only play it as a scalp back to like the moving averages or maybe back to 2 days ago's close, right? There would not be an expectation for a rally off of S4 in this range on this kind of a day. Not that it's impossible, but it's just not what I would expect. That, and if you look at like AMD doesn't look like it wants to bounce. The order book's really lean to the top side. Amazon's still a lean. I just think we're gonna run into some buying here off of some large bids, and that's going to cause us to squeeze a little bit of shorts cover. So this will be referred to as a cover rally. All right, so as we hit these low bids, shorts start to cover, and that does throw some buying into a relatively weak book, so it allows a squeeze, but we'll just reoffer a little bit higher and then sell back down. Dalton, I would still say reverse. Or sorry, scalp. I wouldn't say reverse. Not that it can't do it, right? Not that it can't do it, but statistically, because we broke the IB low after 10:30, the expectation is to close outside to the downside of the range. So if we bounce from here, the expectation would be like to come back to S4 from the underneath, right? And then hit that and sell again, back down towards S6. I had AMD marked as, I didn't have AMD quite that way. I had AMD in as let it load here. Look how our high of day is almost exactly where our ATR high projection is now. Isn't that fun? It's pulled our ATR high all the way down. I had today as a narrow range. So I had a narrow lower range. This was a A-level setup. You know what I mean? It was a setup. So I only took trades on AMD for Amazon. So I want to kind of throw this concept out here for you. I had this really killer meditation session. Have any of y'all tried meditation? I've been trying it a little bit more because of my ADHD brain. I've been trying to kind of get a grab on it, and it's been recommended by like Dr. V and like some other people. Yep, actually, and I've done it with Dr. V, Vanessa, and I've been trying to do like, meditation to try and really control like my ADHD brain, especially when I'm trading, right? When you're trading, for folks out there with ADHD, trading has a lot of triggers in it that you need to be very well aware of as you're going into trading. And since I have both an Asperger's and an ADHD diagnoses, right? This particularly like hits pretty strong for me. So what's really important to understand is when you have ADHD, you are driven by stimulation, right? And I think mostly anyone here with ADHD will understand this. It's called dopamining, right? Which is basically you're always, for someone with ADHD, there is no important, there is only urgent, right? So if you ever talk with somebody who if you're ever working with someone who has ADHD, don't tell them when something's due. Tell them if it's urgent or not urgent, right? You want to use trigger words that really help them understand your priority. Like, for instance, if you say, hey, this is due on the 14th, a person with ADHD will deliver it to you on the 14th, right? I don't know how every person with ADHD knows exactly how long it takes to get something done. But there's a reason why we're always like in full gear, because we're all basically running from urgency to urgency to urgency, getting them done as they're due, right? So it's very important, if you really want something quickly out of someone with ADHD, to either give them a closer time frame or tell them it's really urgent, right? So, but unfortunately, because of that, everything is urgent, right? Everything's important. So I just go from urgency to urgency, and taking stops and all of these things and needing to get trades in, those are urgent things, right? So what I would like to kind of throw out there, and I think this can help everyone, not just someone with ADHD. I want you to, as you think and do your own meditations, as I was doing mine, I had this voice, right? I was sitting there, I was meditating, I was thinking, and then in the back of my head, I had this voice constantly coming out, and it kept saying, you don't take trades, you take setups, right? You don't take trades, you take setups. And that mental reversion for me was actually quite nice, because now the urgency came to be defining it is now the urgency gets assigned to finding setups, not taking trades, right? So if I don't have any setups, I really don't feel the anxiety I was feeling before, because I don't want to take trades. I want to take setups, right? And I have a very clean and clear system that tells me exactly when I have setups, right? So all I have to do is sit back. So the main reason that I took the 2 trades I took was because I had a setup on AMD that was valid, right? And I had a setup called on Amazon that was valid, right? Let it load. Boom. Right? So Amazon was an R3 to S3 call. It struggled out and started to sell with the market. So I went short when it made the new low, right? And ran it back down across the range. It was just a really nice way to get in there and to take that. You know, Nicholas, I've been working on my masking techniques for a very long time. So I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, so for anyone out there who's having a little bit of trouble with controlling your trading, impulses, you may want to actually think about looking at that in the long run and seeing if maybe there isn't, like, maybe if you find that you've struggled with those kind of things, could be an issue. I love AMD for a reversal here, by the way. Or not AMD, Apple. Apple is a wide range R4 extreme reversal all day, every day. We're also at monthly R3 on the new calculated month. This is a beautiful place to sell, but you need to sell from near R4, right? Because we're going to squeeze around. But if you went short from here, the only issue is our maximum projection to the downside is already almost near low of day. So you'd be looking for basically a play from the top side here back towards low of day, right? And with the market already getting pretty extended to the downside, you might not get that. So be careful with shorting from here. If it squeezes back to R4, I would definitely be interested in shorting it from R4 again. Like if it comes back up here and hits like 209.60 and holds under this, I'd love to get short anywhere in here and get my stop up above high of day. That seems like a lot of fun. So it did break its IB high after 10:30, so that is something to be aware of. Statistically, it is likely to close on this side of the chart. So we just kind of have to be aware of that. Because they're mine, Nicholas. They're all mine. That's why they're better. Because they have Thor mode. No, I'm kidding. So Camry, well, I mean, not kidding, but kind of kidding. So Camry, pivot, a little history. So there was a really cool guy named Nicholas Kurtzentwig, MB for short. And he was a Canadian economics student. And around the late 80s to the early 90s, he did a very intensive study of the stock market ETFs and related futures, right? So SPY, QQQ, and futures, right? So when he did this study, he came up with a new pivot equation that is kind of like if you take pivots and Fibonacci and make them have a baby, right? It's kind of what it comes out with. So it's kind of a little bit different of a calculation, and they use some retracement methods in it. Those pivot structures are based off of the high of day, the low of the day, and the close of the day. Now, my Thor motor, my specific pivot system is my pivot system. There's no one else who does it the way I do it, who calculates their pivots the same way I do. I do some very unique ways that I calculate my timeframes and closes. And I do it based upon my own historical data. I've gone through, I can tell you right now, I went through and added it up with Bruz, right? But even beyond Bruz has about 400 to 500 hours of development into the indicator alone. Can you imagine how much time and development I have into the rest of it? Over 10,000 hours, probably, over the past 5 to 6 years, right? So I have been obsessed with finding out the perfect calculation for pivots ever since I discovered them, or they were actually shown to me a long time ago. So what I've done is gone through countless years of charts by hand, manually mapping which pivots responded where the most often, which time frames and which calculations, as well as leveraging some of my contacts like the NYSE, mostly who work for a specifically incredibly large market maker. And I have matched my system with what I believe their system is to the most link. And it works on monthly and intradaily levels to, I mean, you go on my Instagram or my X, you'll see I'm posting trades every day. I mean, of it working. And I know countless traders that are making money every day on this system, and it's yours. It's open source, it's free. Take it and make money. Just remember who made it. That's all I really care about, is in the long run, I just want everyone to know this is my system. And everything is not bullish. We're just squeezing. We're having a relief rally right now, Suf Bar. Just give it a couple minutes. It'll start again. But they are, one of the things I want y'all to know, like today, I'm doing great with trading. You know what I mean? I really appreciate everyone who's bought my book. You know what I mean? So it was never my desire to start a software company or to do any of the, or to try and like monetize in any other way, which is why with all the work, like with the book out there, they're yours. You know what I mean? Just read the book, learn how to use the structure of them and how to use the play. And I assure you, I've been using this. Look, I just want to show you guys I don't know if you can see it, right? My book was published in 2022, right? I've been using the system for 2 years prior to that, right? Developing it and putting it together before I even put it into a book. So you're talking about a system that has been working very, very well for quite a long time. Yes, certainly, Dalton. Send me an email at thor@bearbulltraders.com, and I will send you the sign up link for my wait list. I do have a small wait list. Which I am going to be sending out some links on here relatively soon. But yeah, look at Apple selling. So Apple's order book looked very nice to the downside still. And we are now, even on buying, we're still selling down. But see what I mean? Look at this beautiful monthly R3 right off of R4. Beautiful call. Bruz and I are going to make some changes. Once he gets back in, this play should not have called. So it did not open in the right place, and it's a wide range. There's no reason this HB play should call. So that's something we got to figure out. I got to add in some opening criteria and stuff to make sure that this was only in a wide range. We would only play back this direction. So, but you can see if you shorted this every time it came up here, I mean, you're getting some really nice moves right off of R4 on Apple, right? Thor at bearbulltraders.com. And then I will, yeah, no problem. And then I'll send you my sign up link. So I forget how many people are on the wait list right now. It's a little ridiculous, but I'm doing my best to move through them. I only work with like 20 people at a time because I do trade reviews for every single mentee that I have. So like, you know what I mean? So if I can only work with so many because I have a special needs daughter and I'm a single dad. So I really only have so much time in my day that I can dedicate to working with people. Unfortunately, I wish I had more time. So I talked to you all about the meditation. Speaking of meditation, and Dr. Vanessa, just a quick plug here. She has agreed to come on the show starting tomorrow. So tomorrow she will be on the 11 to 12 with us tomorrow. So I hope everyone's pretty excited about that. You know how difficult it can be to get to some of these really good performance coaches and psychologists that are out there. She is a PhD and has a really and has a clinical background. She has private practice as well. So she's going to come on and talk with us a little bit about you know, her journey, her experience, and give us a chance to talk about some other things like that. So I think it'd be a lot of fun you know, to do that. So make sure you come by tomorrow and be around for that. Be ready to throw some questions in, and you know, we'll have a really good time. Kevin, TradingView, if you install the app on your phone, once you have the alerts running, so for anyone who has the TradingView, you can go and create an alert, and that alert will run. And if you have the app on your phone, it will send that alert through your phone. So whenever you get alert, it'll pop up on your phone, bling, that you have a play call, right? So which is one of the greatest things as a parent. One of the things that happens often, is I'll be, you know, I'll have all of my day. I've got stuff going on. I got to get stuff done around the house while the kids are still chill, but I'm also trading in the morning, right? So, well, if nothing's setting up, I can just take my phone with me and go start cleaning or doing some dishes, go outside, just go hang out with the kids for a little bit, right? And then what happens is bling, oh, I'll be right back, right? And I can go back upstairs now that my alert has gone off. Right. So like on Apple, for instance, you wouldn't even have gotten an alert until after 10 o'clock. Right. And then you could have come up and started looking at a potential short setup while you're up here. Right. It's very freeing. You know, one of the things we're trying to do is create these tools, you know, in which, you know, one of the great things about using the Camarilla pivot indicator is that it frees you, it deshackles you from your desk. You know what I mean? You can go down, you can do some other things. And then when the alert happens, you can come upstairs, take a look at things, take 3 or 4 minutes to evaluate the ticker. And if you like it, take a trade. Remember, we're day trading here, right? We're not worried about really tight stops. We're going to let our positions breathe. And we're going to go, like if I was short an Apple right now, my target would be 206. You know what I mean? I wouldn't take any position off until I hit at least 206. Right? If you hit 206 and it sells hard through it, sell a little bit at 206 and hold the rest for as low as it goes until it reverses. Right? Because this is one of those on a wide range, the expectation is potentially a movement all the way to 202 by the end of the day. Right? We have monthly S3, which is a institutional buying level. Right? So we could count, this is an R4 to S4 move. I mean, we could run the entire wide range today if this thing starts selling and starts selling hard. Right? So keep an eye on it because it could be a lot of fun today. Wow, M2K took off today, huh? So ES is in a higher narrow range. So I really don't like, it was actually a buy at S3. So S3 would be a good buying location for the S3. And it did buy and set an order block there off the low. So that was pretty clean. With the narrow range and the low break, I wouldn't buy it at this point. I still think there's a solid chance we sell back down through. But it's why I didn't like the ES today. It just wasn't opening in the right spot. I had a feeling it was going to be really choppy today, and so far it's proving to be a ticker of its word. Q's had a really lovely sell-off. So that was very nice. So we'll take that. That was pretty sweet. So Apple still moving down. I think we could still go into, I mean, look, our ATR low on NQ is right here. We got very close to it. So we haven't pulled our ATR high down as low as we can. So we could still be a continuation here in a little bit for another sell. Dalton, so this one is more of an experience level on DOS for me. Or sorry, this is more of an experience level on the cams for me. I have been trading for the better part of a decade. You know what I mean? So some of this stuff is just saddle time. You know what I mean? And I've been using my system for a long time. So if it opens, like if S4 is like right here, and it opens above S4 on a narrow higher day, that's not the right opening position. On a higher narrow day, we should be opening up near the CPR, right? Or we should be opening below S4, right? So that we can play a counter trend, right? But otherwise, it's just not a really great spot to be, right? So woo, here we go. All right, so hold on one second. I went ahead and took a short on NQ because of the reoffer. This isn't a standard play, but I wanted to play. So I took one full size contract of NQ on this reoffer because our volume just died. So I threw my stop above the high and we immediately take a sell. Now, since I'm in for a full size contract, I'm not going to give this one room to come back and get me. So if this squeezes here and comes out, I'll get out of it. But this is going to be more of a scalp play back towards the low of day. So, but I really liked the way we reoffered and then started to struggle under S6. And statistically, we should still close near ATR low, or at least move to ATR low. So I went ahead and pulled a contract short there. Just seemed like the right thing to do. And we're off. So let's see what happens. I'm going to make money. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. This is so when we're scalping, right, we need to play these like a scalp, right? So I'm not, if this comes back and rebuys this bid, I'm out, right? Or buys through this ask, I'm out, right? This should flush. And I'm going to go for a K on this thing, right? So if I can get to $1,000 on this trade, I'll take it out. Otherwise, I'll take whatever I can get on it, right? So we rejected S6 here, right? So this is a really lovely play here. Thumbs up on the good short, right? Let's go, people. So hopefully everyone kind of saw that weak read. Apple should still be selling. So did Apple start selling now? There's SPY. Let's look at let's go back over to that Apple that we were talking about, right? Yeah, look at that. Right? Look at that. Okay, back to NQ. So either way, I'll probably make like $200 or $300 on this one, right? So let's see what we can get. I want a K out of this bad boy, right? So if I can get a K, I'm going to kill this one. One big flush and we'll do it. I don't want to, I'm tempted to pull down here if it comes and buys all the way back, but I think I'm going to be okay with, I'll be okay with just making a couple hundred because I'm already well over my profit target on this one. So I don't want to get too close on this one. Even if it squeezes, I'll be okay with just taking a small profit just for the opportunity. Because right now, so far, all red candles, right, since that sell. So far, there's no, so we were talking, Andrew, as he went off, was talking about reading price action. Sell candle, sell candle, sell candle, sell candle, right? So far, all sell candles, right? So no reason to get worried about it. Woo, darn, that was a good hit, right? So red candle, red candle, red candle, red candle, red candle, right? Just pushing and pushing, right? No reason to get out of this one. Right now, all of our price action says we've started selling again, right? Let's get back into MQ over here on the book. I'm not going to get greedy here. Oh, here we go. There it is. Boom. Got it. Done. Target hit. So that one trade right there was replicated on 4 accounts using my trade replicator, right? So that was a 1,000K, that was a 1K trade taken on 3 futures accounts and my IBKR, right? So it was just a beautiful hit. I don't care. Remember, this is not a day trade. This was a scalp. When you're scalping, you go for targets, right? You don't go for long moves, right? You go for targets, right? So this was a scalp move. And so remember, that's what we talked about at the beginning, not to confuse the difference between a day trade and a scalp, right? Because when you're giving lots of money back, that's often because you're probably trying to blend those. There's not enough ATR to the downside for me to run, 80% of the ATR and to give it wiggle. So in this instance, I'm going for a scalp back towards the lows. I just want to get a profit target and get out, right? So even if this sells off the rest of the day, I don't care, right? This was a scalp. Right now, I've had full target hit on DOS Trader, right, for 2 trades with 1 loss, and I hit a full target on my 1 futures trade for the day, right? In that fun, you know what I mean? So this is how we do, right? When you're being aware of the type of trading that you're utilizing, right? Nicholas, I would love using it, but I haven't, right? I haven't. So I have every indicator that I need is right here on my screen right now. And as you notice, there are not very many of them, right? I have my cams, I have ATR expectations, and then I have candles with volume. Other than that, I basically have nothing other than a few key levels, right? Like pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday, 2 days ago's close, 2 days ago, yesterday's close, just the basic opening price stuff, right? Otherwise, my chart, I like to use like the Livermore concept, which is basically like the naked chart concept. I don't like having lots of stuff. Oh, you can take lots of, yeah, you can do fixed risk entries as well as set hotkeys up in TV, right? Like you could do a market buy on that. See, now watch this. This is why the scalping on this move, right? Watch what'll happen now. This getting short below S6 is not the place where we play a long trend play. This is a scalping move, right? I'm just hitting a profit target, right? So, because if we're near the low and ATR low, the chances of us going much lower than that is not very strong, right? All right, so if you want Thor mode, you just download Camarillo Pivot Plays, right? And then you're going to go into the settings. I know it's really difficult. Options preset, Thor. Bam. Thor mode, anytime I change my pivot settings, Bruz will do an update for me and he will release an update to Thor mode. I will say we QA'd Thor mode for 2 weeks and it was gorgeous. It then went live a couple weeks ago. And can I tell you the number of emails and screenshots and social media tags that I have had from people who have been crushing it with Thor mode? Do you have any idea how good it makes me feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how good it feels to see everyone using this system that I've been developing for a decade to do this and just have it be something, we just give. So now here's the thing. DOS Trader does have cams, but not the flexibility for me to put my system into it yet. We have reached out to DOS, and we are going to try and get some of that stuff built in. I do have a meeting with Andrew today, and we're going to try and get all of this into the trading BBT's trading terminal. Right. So I really want to, so hopefully this will be a part of the, all of this kind of stuff will be available within the suite of tools available at Bearable Traders. Right. So, for y'all. So my goal here is, obviously, as you can see here, I'm doing fine with trading. So it is not my goal to do anything other than get this in as many places for free for y'all, or for as a low cost as possible for all of you, right? I have no desire to ever be a part of owning a software company. And just knowing that my intellectual, that what I've come up with is helping other people is all I really need, right? It's my, I feel like the Bearable Traders community especially, and all the opportunity it generated for me was so amazing that it's the only way I really know of that I can give back, is to make a trading system that's really good and then to give it to everybody else. So it is open source. So if you really go into TradingView, for anyone who wants to use it for anything else, you can go in there, you can literally grab the code right out of there and take it. Just remember, if you ever use it for something and you make a crap load of money, at least shout me out on social media or something, for God's sakes. If you lose money, however, my name is not Thor Young. I am actually Secrets of a Pivot Boss. If it doesn't work. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, just a little shout out there. I'm just kidding with everybody. But so finding Thor mode. Load them, Camaria pivot plays, go to settings, options preset, select Thor. All right, so questions. I just missed one. Laura, Thor mode works on it all. My two main trades I took today were equity trades. So I had calls on Amazon and Meta, Netflix, and AMD and Apple. All of them worked today. I ended up taking, let me show you. Apple was a beautiful short. I ended up taking Amazon and AMD. AMD gave me a hard time. First one was a problem with my entry. I shorted and got stopped. I got shorted, but when I shorted, my stop was too wide. So I cut this at break even and then got short again and put my stop above S4. It then swept S4 because it was being annoying and took me out, and then came back under, and I got short again, same stop. Right? That time it worked, and I hit a full target. In the time I did that, Amazon called here, right? So at 10:18, when Amazon called and we set an isolated pivot under R4 with really solid VPA signals, right? We had stopping and struggling volume here. I went short, again, stop above CP, above R3, and hit a full target. So I had 2 equity trades work out with 1 loser. So I made a total of 7R on equities, and then on futures I made a total. I made 1,000. I technically only risked on my futures trade probably about $80, right? So on this NQ short I took, when I went short on NQ, I went short with a stop just above the high of these candles. So I was probably only risking maybe $100 on this trade to make a K, right? And I mirrored that trade across 4 accounts, right? So that was quite the trade. Right. So that ended up making me, I made more off of this one trade in a few seconds than I made off of all of that hard work I did on the other ones. Man, I actually risked $200 on each of the other trades, where on this one I probably only risked about 100 and maybe 120. Right. So just one full size NQ contract. Right. And I just held it for a target. But this one could be one that keeps selling off all the way down to ATR low. But again, the difference between day trades and scalps, right? This one was a scalp. Yes, Dalton. This one was a scalp, right? So I intentionally only went for a profit target, where the other ones were day trades. So I was going for an ATR distance that was also a profit target. The futures trade was around 4, and then I made around 7, and I made 700 on the equities trades. Replicanto is the name of the replicator software I use, Wicked Dude, and Professional Beach. So what I do is I use the Ninja trading software platform, but I don't actually use it for its charts. I just use it for running its control panel, and then I run Replicanto through the control panel there. And then I set one of my accounts as the leader account, and then the rest of them are followers. So anytime I follow a trade, yep, it works. Well, if as long as you have equities data, yes. But when I don't, like, it's not linked to my DOS, so I won't fire, but like any trade I fire in TV gets replicated through all of my accounts. But right now I'm only replicating futures trades. But as I understand it, it will work on equities as long as you have equities data and equities permissions and it's all set up. Oh, no, Tumakano, I'm probably butchering that. My apologies. But no, don't worry about asking. It's a pleasure. All you do is download Camaria Pivot Plays, and that's by BruzzX. Shout out to BruzzX, by the way. Thank you, sir, for answering some questions in here. We really, really appreciate you. And all of your coding effort. For anyone who is so inclined, when you go to download these, and then Matt, I'll come back, or Matthew, I got you. If you are so inclined, when you go to the pages of the indicator, there is a little thing where you can buy Bruz a coffee. I'm just saying, if you guys feel like throwing some support, toss the dude a cup, for God's sakes, a little Starbucks to keep the guy awake. He does have like 400 hours worth of coding into this indicator. So, why, thank you, not Michael. Flattery will get you everywhere. Don't let anyone fool you. Flattering will get you everywhere. So options preset is right here. Just once you open up the settings, just go in here. You can do none if you want to do it yourself. You can go with the defaults. If you want your cams to exactly mirror DOS's, you can select DOS. If you're using TOS and you want them to match TOS's cam configurations, you can use that, or the illustrious Thor mode. I do not intend on adding any additional plays. This indicator comes with, if it loads, come on. We already have this many plays, right? It's 6 on either side for higher or lower ranges, right? So these are all being calculated in. So it's more or less anything that takes advantage of the statistics. Any other play outside of these doesn't occur often enough to code it in. I've already taken the time and gone through everything and figured out where to take. I'm telling you, I have over 10,000 hours worth of development time into my indicators, right? So that I can make money off of them. And now that I'm making money and I know they worked, I've been using them since 2020, right? I know they're consistent. I feel comfortable giving them to you, right? So you can see here, depending on which range we're in opening position, right? We didn't like ES today. Why? Because we opened here. Right, so I actually let it sell under and play back, and you could have played the rejection, which would be like a weird counter trending breakdown, right? So the reason we stayed away from ES is because it opened in the wrong place, right? We have opening locations that are preferable, and then sweep directions that are necessary based upon those opening directions to enter and exit plays, right? So as long as you learn the system, which has been completely detailed in my book, which is the one thing I would ask you to pay money for, right? Because the indicator will be free, but you got to know how to use it, right? So as long as you if you have the resource and you know what the resource is, then you'll know how to utilize the indicator. If you don't want to buy the book, sign up at Bearable Traders or come by here every day from 11 to 12. I'll teach you everything you need to know, right? So but it's the entire indicator follows the specifics of my book to the T. Now the book this actually has one additional play outside of my book. My book actually doesn't have the inside out play that we actually have. When I do a redraft of my book, maybe in the next year, I'm going to add that new play in. But right now, it is working. So yeah, I mean, good stuff, right? Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. Excellent. Beautiful. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, Matthew. For the record, I told you I have an ADHD diagnosis, right? So just stick with me. Don't feel like you're spamming me. It's okay. Just keep asking. I'll get to it. So this is not one of ours, but I think I'm gonna have Bruz see if he wants to try and figure out how to create this so we can do our own. Because I don't like the idea that any of the indicators that I'm using will just disappear. You know what I mean? So I know if Bruz builds them, they're going to be good, they're going to work properly, and they're going to maintain well, and we can just buy him more coffee. Right. So so we're probably going to talk a little bit about maybe trying to get to get that, get our own version of this or build this into one of the modules that we already have. But I think it would probably be a standalone. So, but I'm going to talk to him about that. Not that he's not listening right now, probably. So this is a part of the ICT concepts, right? And the mode I use is called present. And then all I'm really using it for is just to show order blocks. I really don't like using those concepts generically by themselves, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I think kind of like candle patterns and all the other stuff, all of these things are relevant. They're just only relevant in space and time, right? So ABCD pattern, sure, there's 1,000 of them that set up every day. Why trade an ABCD pattern? You need to know where you're trading it from, right? The ABCD is the how portion. It's how you get in. It should by no means be the reason you are getting in, right? You should get in because you're at a significant level of interest. Big monthly level, big daily level, pre-market low, previous day close, open price, right? There should be a reason that you're hunting, selling, or buying at that location, and then use the ABCD as your entry method, right? I will be doing Thursday night mentoring this Thursday. Even though we are starting the holiday on the 4th, I will still be doing all of my mentoring sessions. So I love my nation, indivisible. But you know what I mean? But at the same time, not a reason to not work that day either. Am I right? So Thursday, especially for my BBT members, I have my BBT family comes to Thursday night mentoring, so I certainly don't want to miss that. So order block, look back. I'm doing a swing look back of 3, and I'm just showing the last 4 order blocks. It works really nicely. So we have about 3 minutes here before we're going to be wrapping up the session. First off, make sure you give me a little thumbs up action, right? We got to make sure we do the hard work of smashing that button, right? I know I shouldn't troll you for it, but I'm going to because it's kind of my job. So just make sure you do that. For this week, I want to remind everybody tomorrow we have our own in-house Bear Bull Traders performance psychologist, clinical PhD, Dr. Vanessa is going to be coming by. We call her Dr. V, is going to be coming by to hang out with me and talk to y'all. Please come by and bring your best behavior or not, whatever. But we want to make sure we want to make sure we have a good impression. So maybe she'll want to come back and hang out with us again, right? So make me look good, people. And then on top of that, what we can do, Pedro, if you don't mind, tomorrow, we can talk a little bit more about the alerts function, okay? Or maybe we might end up saving that one for Thursday, because when we have Dr. V on, we might as well stay focused there. But maybe on Thursday we could get into the actual setup and alerts. Maybe I could even detail out a play for y'all, right? One last reminder: I do have a small meetup going on in St. Augustine, Florida. Right, it's coming up here in a little over a week. Not this Friday or not this Saturday, but next Saturday. It's going to be here in St. Augustine. Anybody who wants to come, there is a sign-up link. I've reserved a small restaurant for us to hang out with. All you got to do is buy your own food and bev. but I'm going to take care of renting the venue, or I have taken care of renting the venue, and I already know I got about 20 people coming. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you all enjoyed the trading today. Again, thanks for hanging out with me on my very merry unbirthday. And I will see you all for my actual birthday with Dr. V on tomorrow. So I hope you all had a great day, and I look forward to hanging out with you then. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you later, people.